All right. Well, welcome to the 150th episode
of HeadTrip Air.
The Anniversary Flight World Tour. We're going to be going some places today.
Yeah, we are.
We don't know where yet, but...
No, we're not sure, but we're going to be flying the Pox plane. We have topics from family names to syphilis and monarchy.
Family family syphilis.
Well, we might not go that far. We'll just have to see.
We might have to, though. We'll see.
I have heard with YouTube, you're supposed to keep the first few minutes, clear of things like syphilis, but
we're diving right in.
It's the subject matter of the day, so there's not a whole lot that we can really do to change that. I just think that's where we're going to go. But we are here with the HeadTrip pilot, the one who makes it all happen. We have the captain here.
Hey, welcome, folks. Coming to you a little bit remote today because I've got some work to do off-site.
What work he's doing? I mean, I don't know exactly what work he's doing.
I don't know what we're doing here. This was just as like, okay, this is the 150th episode, and we got to do something a little different. And so next thing you know, I'm in Talkbox 3 and coming to you over ATC. So I'm kind of excited because we're going to let Aaron and Megan prove to the world just how united and what's the word? Synergy?
Yeah, synergetic.
Synergetic they are together as a couple, because they're going to have some adversity. Maybe?
Yeah.
Is the right word?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's bound for some adversity. I mean, adversity is an inevitability for all of us, right?
It is.
I mean, I'm happy to put myself out there and demonstrate.
Okay. What about you?
I'm ready to prove myself. Look, I'm not afraid.
I don't think that's one thing I learned about Megan. She's never afraid. You might
Ever in my life.
My goal, by the time we're done this evening, and I don't know when that will be.
I don't either.
But my goal is to make you afraid.
Wow. Look, I brought to the table topics like syphilis. Do you think you're going to make me afraid?
Good luck, Wheeler.
Let's make some suggestions. Well, first of all, can we all get on the same page? And that is, have you ever heard the story about the stone that rolls down a mountain, and it tumbles and tosses, and it all its sharp edges get knocked off? And what happens to that stone?
Apparently, it becoming smooth is of some benefit.
Right. Have you figured out what that? I don't know.
I don't know where we're going with this.
I'm just saying, adversity is universal to the human race, and HeadTrip airs there to provide opportunities. First of all, I have adversity just doing this, what I'm doing, because I got an echo and I have to take one ear out of it.
Yeah.
It's just challenging, but I'm going to do it. You got to fly, I have to talk, and we'll see who.
I mean, adversity is why we're here, right?
Right.
All of us.
Do you think these are what your family home meetings are going to sound like when you guys are married and you're going to say, honey, you read the next paragraph. Adversity.
Yeah.
And I'll be off-site coming through COM 3.
That's exactly what the future looks like.
Yeah, that's a solid future, I'd say.
Well, hey, we have a lot to do tonight, so I'm going to turn here to Megan, and I'm going to ask you a very important question. Megan, I have an option for you, because we've talked a lot about you flying, and of course, I know you're just sitting in the first officer's seat here, but and Aaron's at the controls, but you wanted to fly a big jet? Do you want it to be big and bold, or do you want to just fly, you want to just kind of hover over the earth and pray for your safety?
I want the biggest jet there is.
Okay. All right, well, let's do that. I'm going to restart us here. And, oh, nope, I didn't want, nope. There we go. That would have delayed us at least 30 minutes.
Well, we've got time for that.
We do.
Yeah, the reason we're discussing syphilis, there's many reasons, but one of them being Megan's wrapping up a semester here, and that's kind of the subject matter. That's
I'm specializing in syphilis, to be clear.
What
My major is syphilis.
That's a Weaver?
Yeah.
Just, there you have it, folks. You heard it first here at HeadTrip there.
Weber State.
A formal Bachelor of Science?
Syphilis.
Or, it's just syphilis.
Just
Bachelor
syphilis.
of Syphilis.
Yeah.
That's innovative.
The final thing they make you do before you leave is
Don't
you have
say
to.
it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'll just leave it at that.
And you're gonna have Megan afraid.
You've got a lot. Yeah, no.
You get this flight has a lot to prove for the pilot here.
I can't wait to see what you think makes me afraid.
That's true. I have hope. Look, Megan. What are you legitimately studying right now?
I want to hear 2 guesses before I tell you.
Okay. You're in medicine of some type, obviously.
No. I'll
What?
give you that much. I'm not.
Your major is not in medicine?
No.
Why would you say medicine?
Because of syphilis.
I mean, there's not a lot of other. I guess.
I mean, you don't talk about syphilis at least once a day. Wheeler.
You're leading a half-life if you're
I
not.
mean, how often does syphilis come up in your life? In my life, it comes up often.
Well, we have different lifestyles, that's for certain. But it's good you're getting married, you know? Maybe that'll I cannot believe we're life streaming.
Where are you going right now?
So, Megan, what do you study?
I've only heard one guess.
Okay, medicine, like some kind of nursing, you know what I'm saying? But when I say medicine, I'm saying like anything under that umbrella.
Yeah, but that's a no.
Okay, so you're not studying nursing. Are you studying politics?
No.
Okay, because I know there was something about a monarchy. Like
Monarchies
I'm
and
looking at a work
syphilis.
paper right now, and it says monarchy and syphilis. I just don't know how those things are related.
You know, I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, right? I mean,
Look.
monarchs probably.
Syphilis was endemic in European monarchies. For centuries.
So, is there blame being placed somewhere here, or?
I mean, it depends who you are, right? Blame.
Yeah, well,
Who are we blaming?
just like the monarchs? Is it their fault that we...
Look, the monarchs were up to some activities. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, that makes sense. So that's where it came from. Is that the origin?
No one knows what the origin is.
But we do know that monarchs often.
Monarchs had it.
Yeah.
So it was more in the upper class then? Like,
It started in the Mediterranean region in the 1490s.
huh.
I think syphilis was also pretty common among the founding fathers.
Yes.
What does it do?
I don't know. That's what does syphilis do?
Make sure throw up?
Sores.
Oh, jeez, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
this is why we play Delta.
but as to
You still haven't figured out what I study though.
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
I would say the only thing that's relevant after that is let's go inside the cockpit.
How do I do that?
Push that little button right there.
oh wow, there you go.
That's just a little more calm, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I would say the only other thing that makes sense is like, high school sex ed,
No.
Nope.
health class.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Get ready. I study fine arts.
What? What does
Yes.
that have to do with fine arts?
Everything.
What?
I mean,
Syphilis is fine art.
I'll tell you what, man. We got 2 peas in the pod right here. These 2, they're meant for this flight. I can tell you that right now.
No.
Look around. We're at, you know where you at? Where do you take a guess? Now that you told me what you study, where do you think your origin here is?
Salt Lake.
No.
Portland.
No.
Then I don't know.
are we in Australia?
No. Yeah, let's narrow it down. Like 20 guess.
20 guesses?
Are we in
Europe.
North America?
Yeah.
Are we in
Canada?
No.
Are we on a coast?
No. I mean, no.
Is it Ohio?
No.
Are we
Midwest?
No.
West?
No.
East Coast or East?
Yeah.
Are we in Maine?
No.
But we're not on the coast.
No.
You're really challenging me on my geography.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know anything in the East.
Is that it on the board?
Yeah, it's right in front of you. You see that little big
Florida?
triangle? That's you.
Is that Atlanta?
Where'd you say? That's Atlanta. Right. Atlanta. Hey, why don't you push that little button that says Navigraph right to the left, right up, blue. Yep, that's the one. Let's transition over to that. This is where we're sitting in Atlanta, Georgia. And the plan, unless you choose otherwise, is a little, not a long haul flight, but about an hour flight, up to JFK.
Nice.
And then
Yeah,
we're
I'm in
going-
on that.
Right? You like that? Have you been to New York?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I've been to New York.
Okay, so you know what?
And I've been to Atlanta.
And you've been in Atlanta, so you know what both of these places look like. What about you, Aaron?
I have not been to New York. I have not been to Atlanta.
Okay.
Let's be clear though, I've only been to both places for 24 hours.
Oh, just like layover, right?
No. I once flew all the way across the country to go to Georgia for just 24 hours.
For a wedding,
No.
for a baptism or christening,
No.
for
There was no reason.
It was a cheap flight.
The reason was a cheap flight. And why not?
why not? Why not? You know, Frontier has $450 annual passes. Fly as much as you want, as long as the plane isn't full, and probably a bunch of other restrictions.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Could be a fun year.
Sort of interested. You'd have to have plenty of time to fly. And a little bit of stress. You kind of like stand by, you know what I'm saying? But, okay, so with JFK, I thought the idea is we're going to see if Aaron can get us up to JFK. And once we get up to JFK, we're going to have a slow little layover, and we're going to send Megan to a yet undisclosed location that I'm really excited
I love
about.
it.
All
Really
right.
excited about.
So while I'm
My goal is to finish an essay by the time we land in JFK.
yeah, so
I
I've got
think you will, honestly.
yeah, so I've
You just perk up, you know, I mean, when you feel like it, and when you have something to contribute, and you talk as much or as little as you want. I mean, you just do what you want.
you would find out anything about syphilis.
We're about to fly.
But
If you find out anything about syphilis, I mean,
you keep telling us about that. Like, I want to walk out of this. I want to walk down the jetway. I want to walk down the jetway.
hey, look, it's
and
educational, all right?
I wanna know-
It's educational.
I want to be an expert.
On syphilis.
Yes.
This is why you go to university. It's so you can learn about syphilis and be like, I'm at university. This is what we do.
That's what we do.
No one knows what you do at university. You could say, I just study syphilis, and people would believe
And
you.
they're just they're like lit.
Lit.
Okay. Lit. Yep.
Will you help me get this out of the mailbox?
Sorry, but what?
This
What?
is what postal.
No, just do it.
You can go for a brief jaunt.
Okay.
We can hold the fort down.
Okay. I'll let you two just banter. My wife is sending me to get mail out of the mailbox because she can't get the little key thing to
Hey.
turn. So,
We
So-
know how that can be.
First thing I've learned, syphilis. King Henry VIII. Syphilis changed the course of history. The Church of England. The Church of England started because of syphilis.
That's a good claim. I'm curious to hear more about that.
As am I. Look.
Now that we have COM 3 out of the room, we can actually communicate here.
There's no more echo.
Yeah, no echo, no, he's gone.
Just
Things are a lot more manageable. We can get right down to facts.
Easy.
So King Henry.
Yep.
Wait, Henry?
King Henry VIII.
Is he the one that started the Church of England?
Yeah.
And I thought that he started the Church of England because he was trying to divorce somebody.
Yeah, but syphilis.
Look.
You know the rhyme about King Henry? Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. About his wives.
I've heard. I don't know if I've heard the actual poem, but I know the story.
Well, let's see. Well, let me just read a sentence. And I'm reading this in real time. It was in his sexual life, however, that things began to get messy very early. Yeah, so he had a lot of mistresses and 6 wives. And his male heir potentially died because of congenital syphilis.
Dang.
So that's how Elizabeth I got to ascend to the throne.
So was that a passing of bloodline when Elizabeth I? Has the bloodline transferred in England? Or is it a pretty direct bloodline? Has there ever been a case where there is not a heir?
It's relatively direct, but I mean, there's been cousins and stuff. Elizabeth II, her dad was a cousin of the King of England, and he abdicated the throne. And that's how she became queen.
So, and then how does it work if you don't have if there isn't a male heir to the throne?
There's always a line of succession. So, I don't know all the rules, but just, a brother, a cousin, a nephew.
Does it always have to be a male?
Not anymore. Will and Kate's child, their first child, if he had been a girl, it would have been the first girl to be born that would be first in line for the throne.
Gotcha.
So the law is so new that it hasn't
been proven.
It hasn't happened. But they don't have to be a male anymore.
And there's a king right now.
Yeah. He's the worst. These are all opinions. Sorry. These are all opinions that come from my British grandmother, so.
Gotcha.
So they are, disclaimer, they are not my own. And it's all secondhand information. All I know is the British people hate King Charles. And no one's super excited about Prince William either. But people like his wife.
What? So you're writing an essay right now, and
yes.
I would assume in the time, this is the 1800, or when?
King Henry was I want to say 1500s.
So, in that time, would the king have had quite a bit of influence politically?
Yes, he was political influence.
Got you. Acting king.
Yeah. Now it's a figurehead, but at that time, his word was law.
So what exactly is the implications of your current research, where you're looking at suggesting that syphilis with a king is having some effect on the trajectory of history? So
it's saying that because of his syphilis, he was probably a little unbalanced, and the succession crisis and the drama resulted from the ravages of syphilis.
I see. So that the argument that's being made is the insanity of syphilis drove a world leader to make irrational decisions.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing. The next person in line the next major political, Queen Elizabeth I, they call her the Virgin Queen. She never married. But look, I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt it.
Assumptions are wow.
I'm drawing assumptions.
I understood.
But there's no talk about her having syphilis here in my paper, so.
Gotcha. Are the effects of syphilis known to be notoriously like? First of all, diseases that affect your mental.
Well,
are
let's do a quick little Google.
Diseases that affect like rabies. The fact that that thing attacks your brain.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and the way you contract it is when it attaches to your nervous system, which is why it has to go through a bite.
That's like an actually terrifying disease. The fact that it's like, is it a virus? It's not bacterial.
I think it is because it's.
So the fact that some microorganism is trying to hijack, like.
Yeah, syphilis can cause arthritis, brain damage, and blindness.
So, because the case is being assumed here that like the reason why he was like executing people and like making rash decisions about like separating himself from the Catholic Church is because he was severely affected by this. So is there a lot of research that backs that claim up that syphilis will actually drive people to forms of insanity like that?
Yes, but I mean the connection, the correlation with King Henry VIII, there's not really a way to prove it. But look, King Henry VIII is notoriously a very unstable person, prone to mood swings, very demanding. He started out very charismatic and likable in his youth and descended into a horrible pot of humanity. So
the direction that the professor is kind of steering this discussion being that syphilis was of significance in his ability to reason and make decisions.
Yes.
Do you refute them or do you agree with them?
I think it's a plausible explanation for the events that transpired. It also would explain why not every one of his wives got pregnant, because I'm also reading that it can cause impotence. All he wanted was an heir. He stopped having kids after a certain
Are you going to
point.
include that in your paper?
My paper, look, we haven't gotten to the history mystery yet.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I'm getting it back.
I'm back from the mailbox.
Hey, we're actually accomplishing some homework discussion over here.
Hey, you just keep going.
No. I think the audience has heard enough of syphilis.
No, you just keep going. I'll get the plane started up.
Yeah, I think that you taking care of some of this is a good plan here, Captain.
You guys just keep the syphilis and King James?
King Henry, right?
Henry.
King Henry VIII.
You just keep it up.
We're talking about the beginning of the Church of England.
Yeah, syphilis, apparently. Look, this professor makes broad claims that you then get to investigate into, which is kind of the fun of the class.
I think that's a really, honestly, a good...
It's a good way to teach.
Good way to teach. That's how I try to be as an individual in general, actually, is just... I don't try to be disagreeable, but I do like to assert broad claims that get people to I think the format of argument, not as like a personal attack, but rather like the actual format of argument, is a pretty fun way to discuss with people.
Look, telling someone the Church of England started because of syphilis goes pretty hard. Look, you gotta do some research, you gotta form your own opinions, you gotta figure out why someone might say that.
But when you really dig into a lot of stuff with history, it's like, I think that there's something to be said about, like, if you frame history from the angle of any arbitrary aspect, like weather or, you know, age, or, you know, and you just really hone in on that detail, I think you'd be surprised to see that, you know, the human condition's pretty complicated, and like those different aspects really do affect the way things turn out.
Well, we're outside now.
Yeah.
But look, disease has a major part in human history. Pandemics, epidemics.
It was interesting. I actually took this class from them, and I want to say circa 2018, and my brothers took it from them 2020, right during COVID.
Pandemic, yeah.
And I think this generation certainly is already and will continue to be well aware that disease certainly has a huge impact on history. Like,
And
COVID has affected more than just, mortality rates or something like that, which is, when you read it in a textbook, you can just kind of like, oh, how many people died? But seriously, like, when you look at the way, we're here on YouTube, I'm not going to get into anything, but seriously, the pandemic disease influences why certain people end up in different positions all over the map. So it's an important thing.
It is, and there were some interesting diseases throughout history and some interesting concepts around them. But they do cause a lot of fear, cause a lot of uncertainty. A lot of people can die from them, leaving spaces open for things to fill in. So
do you know what the history mystery in this unit's going to be on?
I don't, but I will share it when I get to it. I don't like to look ahead. I've determined, because the history mystery usually, it's not super related to the things I'm studying.
Yeah.
It's usually a little bit more broad or something different. So we will see when we get there. It may or may not have to do with syphilis. We don't know yet. But it will be interesting, whatever it is.
And you say in this class you have 2 essays remaining?
Yes.
And then you have an American history?
American history, yeah.
Essay?
Yeah.
What else remains for you this semester or tomorrow?
I have an art 1040 essay. I've already written the rough draft, so it's just polishing it up and turning it in.
Gotcha. So
that's it. And a French test, but those are pretty easy.
Nice.
So that'll be it for the semester.
All right. Well, we don't want to slow you down.
So I'm
going
to be taking a back seat over here, just kind of relax and watching the plane get powered.
Yeah,
up.
that's fine. I'm here to just sit here and talk a bit with our pilot. You feel free to.
I'll be helping take off the next plane and flying it a bit before returning back to my den of. I don't want to say iniquity. That's not what it is, but it just sounds so good in that spot.
Yeah, I think carry on. I don't mean to distract you too much with your studies, but as you can see, the captain here, he's seriously like one step away from being able to actually fly one of these things.
We're about to take off.
I mean.
No, we're
not.
No,
we're nowhere near.
We're nowhere near.
You know how long? I've spent hours in these little menus with the captain here.
The blocks are still there.
I do think
the blocks are still there.
The overall strategy of having him do this boot up is a good strategy.
Look, it would take us probably 5 hours.
I mean, you've witnessed it before.
Just to find the power button.
You've witnessed it before. It took. I mean, he had me do it at one point, and it literally did take us about 2 hours.
Yeah, I remember.
To get the turkey off the ground.
I remember. I was there. I was there.
But yeah, no, seriously, feel free to lean into your studies. We'll get involved here with switch flipping as much as I'm able.
Well, I don't want to leave you alone to this switch flip.
It'll be okay. I got the captain here with me.
Oh.
I got the captain here with me.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Captain's a good title.
The captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what was that? Slapjack? Flapjack? Flapjack. The captain.
Do you have a call sign?
Yeah, do you have a call sign?
That's what episode 150 is all about, my friends.
You're going to come with a call sign.
Yeah, by the end of this episode, we'll have a call sign.
Do you have a call sign, Aaron?
I don't have a call sign.
No. By the end of this episode, we'll all have a call sign.
Whoa.
Do you know that the rules of, so in actual pilot school, I can't speak actually for, I'm not a pilot, first and foremost, but I do work around some. And in the Air Force, call signs are assigned to you while you're going through flight school. And it's usually something that is fairly embarrassing. It's usually based on something embarrassing.
I just found an official call sign generator.
I don't know about that.
It's a Top Gun one.
We have our opinions.
We have some opinions on ChatGPT. Call sign now. I'm down, man.
Top Gun. Look, it just gave me one. Megan, Bulletproof Heart Starling. Let's get another one. Red Hawk.
Red Hawk.
Tempest.
Red Hawk.
Tempest.
Tempest?
Top Gunner.
No. Mm-mm.
Moonlight. Oh, I might call Moonlight.
Moonlight?
It goes with my star name.
I do like that. Moonlight Starling.
Oh,
That's
see?
sweet.
See? I might be taking Moonlight.
Let's keep
Phoenix Flamekeeper. Night
Yeah.
Fury. Oh, wait. I might want Night Fury.
it. Night Fury.
I've got ChatGPT right here.
Grim
Okay.
Reaper.
Grim. Oh, I like that one.
Goose. That is a Top Gun. Cowboy. Mustang. Top Ace. Ghost.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah. Ghost.
one. Roadrunner.
Wait, Aaron. I need you to push a button.
I'm trying to talk to ChatGPT right over here about.
Aaron, you should be Sundown.
I'm asking ChatGPT for sexy call signs.
Oh, Aaron! Look, we're not married yet. That's for later.
Okay.
What? It refused it. It said that was too explicit. So I'll rephrase.
It was gonna give you some interesting names.
Aaron,
Omega.
Go ahead and let's make some notes of these. Type in Ghost. Enter.
And Moonlight. And
What happened?
Aaron just deleted everything.
Wait. Ghost. Return. There you go.
Moonlight.
Moonlight. Back up here. Yep.
Oh shoot! I'm
Nice.
sorry.
Back. This is the programmer, folks.
He's
Hey, I don't know what's going on here. What is going on here? Why does it say note and then I have to cancel it out? You see?
That's how things work in the
Well-
cockpit.
Are you Ghost then?
Possibly. I like
It's
that.
a good one.
I like that.
Put down Night Fury.
Night Fury.
I'm not totally unsold from that.
Red Hawk.
Red Hawk would be good for you, Aaron.
I think
But
Red Hawk is pretty good.
He wants a sexy call sign.
No, I'm asking for handsome
you-
call signs. Thank you very much.
Handsome?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
ChatGPT's working on it.
What even is a handsome?
Gallant eagle, majestic stallion, or dashing phoenix.
I think you should be Majestic Stallion.
I like majestic stallion.
Yeah. I mean, we have the rest of the night to figure it out, but these are really good starts.
Let me.
but put down Red Hawk too.
Yeah. Let me take some notes here.
There we go.
Majestic Stallion's gotta be a first one.
Capital.
Yes. Only Majestic Stallion gets the
Yeah, I
capital.
mean, you gotta capitalize some things.
Yeah.
Not everything, but
Not
some
everything.
things.
Some things do deserve it. That is one.
Okay, you gotta click again, and I need a Red Hawk. Oh, dang. Also, oh, nice. Also, I might note, with my limited experience with call signs, it's not uncommon for them to be acronyms. Something to keep in mind.
Well, what would Majestic Stallion be an acronym for?
I don't know, but that could be a pretty funny acronym.
That could be a good one.
That's a poem. It's like a haiku.
I think that's something to consider.
Madstow.
Oh,
Magstow.
Magstow.
Madge.
Major.
Major. Yeah, I mean, you could play with Major with that, yeah.
Magstow.
Major.
Isn't it weird that this is the 150th episode and this is the quality coming out of, I mean, and when I say quality, I mean out of my headset.
Yeah, no. I mean, your headset is a situation to be reckoned with.
Hang on a second. I'll come over. Yeah.
This is a nice little beat.
You know Aaron's feeling a beat when he starts going. You know that's when a beat gets good.
Hey guys, is that a little better?
Do we have the echo still? And the
I mean,
I don't know. Do you have an echo?
speak again.
Hey guys.
Mild.
it is better.
I bet you. Here, if I play with your setting, go to your settings.
Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. That is.
We're getting into sound.
No. I have look. Look. Give me 2 seconds in the settings.
How's that? No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
iPhone.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on an iPhone.
That sounds.
Does that sound like I'm on iPhone?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
I actually kind of like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. The echo doesn't hit that hard, and you sound pretty funny.
There you go.
We can talk over you very easily.
Yeah, and you should.
The easier you are to talk over, the better.
All right. Oh wow. We're gonna run out
Not
of
because
gas.
I have anything to say. It's just
I don't know if I do either.
Let me just read this sentence I just had to read with my own eyes.
Okay.
Paranoia engulfed him, leading to an unspeakable orgy of torture and mass murder.
holy moly.
What a sentence. I don't even know what I read to get me there, but here I am. Just had to
Literally
share that.
That map was up the whole time we had that conversation. That's okay though.
That's okay. I mean, people listen to this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's actually I think an endearing quality is the failure of equipment, like legit. And it is what it is. But one of my favorite streamers, I've watched him literally for an hour just troubleshoot his system, but he turned it into a comedy act, and it was hilarious. I watched it for an hour.
Well, we're gonna beat that by about 3 hours tonight.
Well, we'll see where we end up.
What'd you say? Some massive what?
You really want me to?
Are you sure? Are you sure? You want her?
I'll
This
say
is what
it
the
again.
universities are.
Don't say it.
I don't need to say it. It was said once. That was enough.
I don't need to get banned.
You won't. We're nowhere near that.
We're gonna get up to 30,000 feet here. Okay, I think we're ready to take it to the next level. You ready to take the next level?
Yeah.
Okay. Will you do me a favor? All the camera angles for the 737 right there and there, they're all down here. Go ahead and push. Well, just push this one actually. All right. We
Yeah.
just gotta bring our flight plan in.
Yeah.
Position.
So Wheeler, what is your finding technique out there on Spotify? Just let it ring out?
Yeah, I just kind of, usually what happens is it's an overflow of my own playlist, and then I just let it keep going, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I like that. The problem is it stereotypes me, and I'm like stuck in a genre that I can't get out of.
Isn't that all of us?
Yeah. I mean, it really is. Let's see. That's nice. Just a nice little...
Do you know, so Flight Sim, how current do they stay with these? Like, I would
these charts are really good.
No, I'm saying your flight controls, because I'm gonna assume that there's releases to these all the time, or somewhat often.
About, like these modules, every plane's a little bit different. They have different like navigation modules and things like that. That's why they're all like compartmentalized, But I'm sure that you're seeing a lot of this stuff still. I'll bet you anything. A lot of it's pretty.
I wonder. I mean, I work in flight sim, and makes one wonder. There's a lot to keep up with.
Right. Okay, we won't worry about but we are here. Oh no! I lied. That was.
So, do you think that there's any chance that you just have a moment and you decide that you just want to get your pilot license?
Maybe.
Like, what do you think are the odds? My coworker's dad just did that. He's a computer programmer, lives out in Hawaii. Been working as a professor for like 20 plus years, and then he just decided to get his pilot license, and now he's flying between the islands.
I don't know that Debbie would like me flying, to be honest. I think it would scare her. She's seen my talents. But I don't know. You never know. Just maybe.
Well, and again, I don't know anything, but according to what I've heard about, another data point was I get almost 2 years ago now. I was on the Grand Canyon, and I was on there with a pilot from Washington, and he was saying that I've heard that a good amount of piloting these days is really just the takeoff and the landing, and that most of it's autopilot, even the takeoff and the landing. But basically you set the controls, and then you're basically just monitoring it to make sure nothing goes wrong.
True, but that's the problem. What happens if something goes wrong?
But I mean, yeah,
that's where these guys make their money. Like I've like, if everything goes just smooth, it's like, yeah, okay. But like, holy crap, anything goes wrong, you better know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
There's a lot of flight systems in these things. It feels like that the chances of a true, like, when is the last time that like an actual airline plane crashed on a proper landing?
On a proper landing?
Like in a landing strip, like the pilot just messed it up.
I mean, I'm sure it happens, but it's usually some kind of human error or systems error. I saw this episode where they were in this, storm, and they were relying upon their instruments, but their instruments were totally not giving them reliable data, and you start making decisions with bad data, and it gets super spooky. I can't figure out why the heck this isn't bringing up my flight plan.
There we go. I got a Wikipedia here. List of fatal accidents and incidents involving commercial aircraft in the United States. How about that? See, this is what I'm saying. Holy crap. In June of this year, a ground crewman was ingested into an engine of the aircraft operating Delta Airlines flight.
Holy crap.
I mean, but that's not a crash.
But there has been a lot of crashes this year. Like, if you look up 2022, 23, there's, like, pilots are on YouTube, like, saying this is getting ridiculous, mostly in general aviation, because they're just like, maybe it's people like me thinking they can fly, and then next thing you know.
This one is bad. In September 2022. But it's not a, yeah, this was somebody who just nosedived out in the ocean, but it seems like it was an amateur.
Smoky. There it is. Smoky, runway 26L.
I mean, we're talking in the last... we're talking one a year. When you consider how many flights are happening a day, that's got to be safer than driving your car by like 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like, I mean, if it's commercial, then think how many people are impacted by that. It's usually general aviation, though. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, these fatalities in the commercial are like nothing. Like, most of them are ground crew, one person. 2009, this one's bad, 50. I don't know. I'm gonna say that it's minuscule.
What, the number of accidents?
Yeah, I'm looking at a Wikipedia, the database.
Yeah, it's pretty insignificant, I think, relatively speaking. I mean, compared to like cars, think how many people die on the freeway.
Yeah, like how many people have died in Utah this year on the freeway?
Too many. Oh, this is fucking great.
Utah is approaching 200 fatal crashes for the year of 2023. And that's outdated. We're already at 206. 232. As of October, they're reporting 232. That's like more than the total number of commercial deaths since, like, from what I was just looking at, from like 2010 to now.
Right.
It's like 13 years worth of flights. Commercial flights.
Yep.
Like you say, the general... You can't answer for that community. There's a lot of people out there trying things that they shouldn't be, I think.
I have good news for you. That is, we are programmed into our system.
How much does a Cessna cost?
Oh man, I don't know. Like, it depends. I mean, they're probably not all made equal, but I would think several $100,000. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, like million. I don't know. What do you think?
I have no idea. I have no knowledge of avionics. Like, commercial or personal avionics. I have zero knowledge.
Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because forget Google anymore. That's
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, no,
yesterday's news.
ChatGPT, the source of truth? Yes. Here we go. Newer models can range from hundreds of thousands to over $1 million, while used or older models may be more affordable.
That sounds about right. The ones that don't fly. It's legit. Okay, bro.
I recently found out that there are people who sleep in multi-million-dollar magnetic beds, and the mattress is actually suspended off of the ground.
What?
Yeah. Multi-million-dollar mattresses that are suspended off the ground by magnetics. Here, I'll pull this up.
Gonna make some, like, purple.
Yeah.
The new Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah, this is the Tempur-Pedic Plus.
Dude, I think we're ready to roll. Like, we're in pretty good shape. But I'm not gonna, this next couple steps, I'm gonna make you do. Back out here. Just make sure everything looks pretty good. I'm gonna put my lower light, what the heck. Why not? May as well.
Ugh.
I'm gonna get our taxi light on too. I'm gonna go over to Gen 1. There we go. Okay. No damper.
The Floating Bed by John Job Rougenars, 1.6 million. Dutch architect. Second most expensive bed in the world. Futuristic bed that genuinely allows you to float in midair and feel like you're sleeping in the cloud. The air suspension is achieved by a powerful magnetic system that lifts the bed approximately 16 inches above the ground. Thin steel cables tied to the bed and attached to the walls keep it in place.
So who does that? Like,
Dude, I do.
Trump.
I do that.
Magnetics. It's kind of like, what are those trains that go like on magnetics? They can go like really, really fast.
Bullet trains.
Bullet trains.
Did you hear about the bullet train? You hear about the bullet train from Vegas to LA?
Is that gonna happen, or is it just like hypothetical?
It's election year, you know.
Good point. Hey, will you do me a favor?
What?
Well, I'll do it. I'm closer. ATC, let's get clearance.
Well, here. Megan, could you pass me a Coke?
Of course.
Delivery Delta 738 IFR to Kennedy, ready to copy.
Tango Bravo Papa Bravo Airport, Kennedy 5 departure, accept, fly runway heading, until the
Hey, Megan, would you pass me a Coke too?
Maybe.
then turn right heading 100, vector
Thank you.
direct, Juliet,
Megan, it kind of sounds like you're smoking 2 packs a day.
Zulu,
Well, that's because I am.
Bravo,
We'll work on it.
uniform,
Something to get over
Delta
eventually.
738 cleared to
Maybe.
Kennedy Airport is filed.
Delta,
Takeoff runway
uniform,
26 left climb and
Mike,
maintain 14,000
Papa,
feet.
Romeo,
Departure on 125 decimal
Direct
65 squawk
0,
0411.
411.
Lima,
There we go.
Echo, Sierra, direct,
Are we listening to actual radio?
Sierra, Quebec,
Probably.
uniform, Alpha, Delta,
Oh no. Oh, I really like Japanese breakfast.
No. I'm saying the voice coming through right now, is that actual...
uniform,
That's actual airport?
Not live. Not live.
Lima, 456,
Yes, live.
Dude, you would have me sold. Isn't this map data, a lot of it live?
Yeah. I mean, it's updated like every month.
direct to Gyro,
So they have the real frequencies, the routes, all that stuff. Alright, so we got our clearance. We need a taxi clearance though, so let's taxi this bad boy.
Ground Delta 738 with Kilo ready to taxi IFR. Delta 738 taxi, 2 and hold short of runway 26 left using taxiway. Contact tower on 119er decimal tree when ready.
Full knowledge.
Taxiing hold short runway 26 left via taxiway Delta 738.
It's all you.
I
So
don't
let me show you. Let's talk a little bit because we haven't really talked about anything important yet. Well, it's not true, but anything important related to aviation yet. Here you are, right here. You're gonna be taking off what, 26L? Where is 26L? Right, this one. This is the guy right here. So you're gonna need to get pushed back, come down here, out, and then hold short right there by the runway. That's your goal. Will you do me a favor and use the pedals to see if they're working? Oh, good. And swinging left and right? Okay. Good. Alright. So, over here, if you swipe this guy to the next page, there is a pushback button somewhere here. I think it's right here. Let's bring him in.
Did you have to map all those buttons?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah. I'm still working on it, actually. That guy's new. That's my older one.
Yeah, that swipe bar, man, that's getting... Stream Decks are getting... I mean, Steam Decks and Stream Decks.
Right.
Ground Delta 2772 Heavy requesting pushback. Delta 2772 Heavy pushback. Request accepted.
We need jocks. I think that was Megan's first comment. We're just trying to contribute to the fight here, and we're not really listening the way we should. Jocks go. You're going to also need to take off your parking brake.
Did you just do it? How do I do that?
Parking brake button is right there. Oh, I guess the parking brake was off. Now push it again. I think you have to hold down your brakes too. So push the button. Yeah, there you go. Now we're moving. Pretty slowly though, so that's sort of surprising. Are you holding down the brakes? Yeah, you are.
Ground Delta 2772 Heavy requesting
inside out, and then if you get wonky on the view, you can always push that one.
This one? What will it do?
Push it. It'll reset back to your front position. On the outside, it does the same thing. That just is kind of like a position reset. So outside, then push it. You know what I'm saying? Push the push back button again. Over there.
Oh.
And hold short runway 27 right via taxiway Delta 2772 heavy.
Alright, just a couple more things down here, and we'll be on our way. I think we're good. Legs. I need to request this. There it is. And that looks good. Okay. All right. Aaron? Blow our minds. So here's what we're going to do. Go out forward facing. There's a couple things we need to do just up top here so that your autopilot is ready to go when we're... Wait, are we doing autopilot at all?
We don't have to.
You want to just try to do this?
No, let's do autopilot. Let's try it.
Let's try it.
I think that would be nice.
Especially on landing, like we will, you know how that goes, right?
Yeah, I do know how that goes.
Hit the, there's a pedestal button on the views on this right Steam Deck. Stream Deck. It says pedestal. Yep. Okay, so you come over to the maps here, and we go to our charts. And ATL, I should say, not JFK. And here's our charts and our departures. No, sorry. Highlight. We need to go to JFK, charts, and arrivals. Approaches. And we're doing... Crap, what are we doing? I forget.
Is this manageable for you to do homework in, Megan?
Yes.
Okay.
You see how she was really uncommittal on that? 2012. Okay. That was 2012. There it is. There it is. Aaron, this is all you. This is what's called our localizer. So when we put it on autopilot and when we get ready to land, there's going to be these radios that are lined up at the end of the runway that are going to track your location, and they're going to actually communicate with the plane and bring the plane down at the right glide slope. It'll make your life so much easier if we get it right. But in order to do that, we have to tune into this frequency down on our navigation radios, which are these guys right here. So these are our con radios. This is what we talk on, and this is the ILS is the instrument landing system. So that is at 110 point.
So they actually communicate that via a radio signal.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, well, I'll put it down. So here we go. Let's swap this down, and we're going to go 110.9. And if you don't have these set, if you forget, may heaven have mercy on your soul. 110.9. Okay, now those are set. Okay, that's it, pretty much. Let's, yeah, let's go back to the view. We have taxi cars paying, so yeah, good to go. Oh, one more thing. So you're on IFR. That means instrument flight rules. There's visual flight rules, which means you're just doing it by sight, right? Flying around. Instrument flight rules means you're following the instruments if you had a really cloudy day and you have no idea where we're at. That's how we're doing this. So the last thing we need to do is call it to ATIS and set our altimeter.
Atlanta Airport information, Kilo 1500 Zulu.
This guy right here.
Wind tree 25 at 17. Visibility 10. Sky condition 2,400 feet. Scattered few clouds at 4,600 feet. Temperature 5. 2.10. Altimeter 29.9 tree. ILS runway 26 left. ILS runway 27 right. ILS runway 27 left.
Good to go. It's all you. Now, you don't know how to do this, do you? Throttle, you know how to do that, right? It's the black guy right there. Just give it a small little nudge. There you go. Rudder is slide right, left.
Oh man.
Yep. And if you want to go harder right, you can slightly tap on the right brake and it will kind of like, you know. Okay, so let's reset your view up here. And this is where you need to go. Let's come back.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I know something that we need to do. This is you. This is where you need to end up.
Oh, so flip a U?
Yeah. While you're doing that, we need to get our flaps set at 5. So you see that little lever there next to you? This guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
This?
Hold it down just a little bit, not much. And you're going to see the flaps move. Here's the flaps right here.
Okay, wait a second. Why can't I accelerate right now?
What's that? Oh, that's the speed brake. My goodness. Here's the flaps.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Was that it?
Yeah, we're moving now. Oh, did I hit the
That's
brake?
not the flaps, it's this one.
You're hitting a brake.
My goodness.
Something is a brake.
This thing's set. Completely jacked up. Let's move that down. Move that down. I'm hitting the brake.
Or here, if I try and accelerate this right now, I should start moving, right?
Yeah, as long as you're not pushing the brakes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're so slow down. You're gonna slow down.
How do I?
Stop.
There.
Brake. Just not full blast. Just a little bit. On brake.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
The feet always throw me because the brake. There we go.
You keep that. Push the right brake as well, like you would a car brake, and see how that kind of
Yeah.
further. Yeah, there you go. Hey. There you go. Now just follow your little route here.
Oh.
That's super hot.
We're flying here.
Can you hear the plane? Because I can't in my headphones. But maybe my headphones.
No, I can't.
Not really. That's odd. I think I know why.
All right, we're moving good here.
Yep. Now you're gonna turn down this taxiway right.
I'm going straight through this one, right?
No. I mean, you can. Yeah, you can. You can go down this taxiway, or you can go straight through and go down the next taxiway. They're both taking the right.
All right.
Same spot.
Oh man.
Actually, the next one's probably even better. Because this
Alright.
one will end eventually.
I'm assuming that they have like their own like traffic protocol.
No. Back to idle and start turn. And push your right brake. There you go.
Sorry.
Hey, it takes a little while. Taking a little while. Let me get my microphone a little bit better. While you're doing that, let's go back over here. I'm gonna take off our cockpit headphones. Oh wait, straight. There we go. And you want to watch your airspeed down here. You don't want that to get, that's we're going to probably keep that around 30. I mean, oh, there's that guy going. That's going to be you. I'm kind of excited to have you find a jet gang.
Yeah, no, this is cool. It always is.
Putting a good 58 knots on the ground.
What can I say? What can I say?
You're getting to the end. Let's break down. Go idle, full idle, and let's slow down. Okay, this is where you're going to turn to the left, and you're going to stop right there at the hold short point.
Oh.
That's it. Right there. Good job. Fast, first fast. Alright, here we go. Let's get clearance. Go to tower. Take off clearance.
Atlanta Tower Delta 738 at runway 26 left, ready for departure IFR to Kennedy.
Delta 738 altimeter 29.905, wind tree 25 at 17. Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left.
2995, that changed.
Exit 546, turn right, 1 back the altitude line,
Went up by 2. So you have to change this so it resets. And based upon the air pressure, it gets an accurate reading of your actual altimeter.
Delta 738, acknowledge last transmission.
Okay,
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left, Delta 738.
go ahead and squeeze in.
Squeeze.
Yeah.
Like accelerate?
Yeah.
Not too much though, right?
Not too much, because you're going to go straight and you're just going to follow this yellow line and line up right by the numbers. Maybe not the numbers, but the white markings. Just get yourself on the center of the runway.
Turn right, back to Kilo 3, spot 9 contact right today. Kilo 3, spot 9 contact.
Go back to idle. And just hard left. Elevate. There you go.
Sorry.
You're good.
That
Okay,
move.
left. And just line up on that middle line. So you're going to just push the left rudder all the way and then just a tad bit of left brake. There you go. Okay. Right, up. Yeah, let's do the other
it's
one.
just,
It messes with your brain, doesn't it?
well, it does, but then also just the angle of the camera.
Oh, that's my bad. I'll go straight.
Yeah, no, that's why I re-hit it. Okay. Here we go.
Switch 5128, right turn November now. In fact, the Kilo.
Oh man, those brakes are sensitive.
November Kilo,
Good news, once we're in the sky, you don't need to worry about the rudder too much. Okay, now idle, and right now. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Left, left, right there. Right. Full brakes. Full brakes. Right there. And right.
Break.
Right. Full brake. Full brake.
All right. We got him.
You got it. So when we're getting ready to take off, essentially what we got to do is we got to flip our lights to let them know. Actually, they're already on. No, they're not. So I'll let you do this because, you know, it's special. There's a button there called landing lights. I think it's on a different page though. Where's all my lights? Landing lights. That'll flip all four of these at once.
Oh, which one?
On the one that says landing. Yep. There you go. All your lights are on. That forms tower over here that you're ready to rock and roll. So, before we do it, I want to make sure. So we have a heading out of here. If you look over here on the chart, 275 is the heading you're on right now. I want to put this at 275, so if we ever just push heading in, we just go straight ahead. So 275. And we're going to go vertical speed. We want to go up probably 1,800 feet per minute, maybe 19. And our speed, we want up 245 to 250 knots to start out until we get up to like 10,000 feet, and then we can speed up. So that one's on auto throttle. Okay, alright. This is going to be easy. Once we're in the sky, it's like, so do you remember what our V speeds are? Actually, we didn't set them, now that I think about it. I'll show you what V speeds are. They're these guys right here. 146, 147, 154. VR is the speed where you're going to start pulling back the yoke. And you'll see it right over here, right? Your speeds are here. When you get 147, it'll say rotate. You'll notice someone say rotate, and you just slowly pull back. But when you pull back, you don't want to pull this boat rising above that pink line. So you really want to match what that pink line is doing. Once we're up, you're going to hit this button, which is the landing gear, raise your gear, and then we're going to go have you hit autopilot, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Does that make sense?
Yep, that does.
Okay, now we got a plane crossing runway. I think we're ready.
So hit the full throttle.
Yeah, let's just not pull until you see. Just do it a little bit until you see these both rising, and then once you know they're both going together, then full throttle. And you're going to have to use those rudders to guide you. The slight movements, right? Okay, full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Flaps. Okay, yep. To the right. Back to the right. A little bit to okay. Okay, I'll call out. We're at 120. Almost done. 140. Your rotate's kind of slow. Okay, rotate. Go ahead, rotate. Pull back. Up, just a tiny bit. Keep pulling a little bit. And let's raise the gear. Gear up. And keep that in line with that pink. And I'm going to raise the flaps. Hopefully. I'm sorry. And I'm going to push this button right here. Okay, let things go. Right now. And it is going to, hopefully, let's get our speed up to 247. Come on. Oh, auto throttle, are we on? Oops. Auto throttle. 247. So now it's following our path. Our vertical speed at 1700.
Did you hear my last transmission?
Is it full autopilot? Is it? Are we in auto?
Right now we're in autopilot. Right now, I mean, you don't just sit and forget, but yes, it's what it's going to do. See this line right here? Zoom in. That's stupid. It's just gonna start following that path. Oh, I gotta. If I don't answer their call, then they'll stop guiding us.
Going to 125.65 Delta 738.
Now, if it doesn't work, we know we're in trouble. It's turning.
Atlanta departure Delta 738 is at 4,300 feet, climbing
Probably need to do
20,000
some
feet.
manual
Oh,
adjustment.
no,
Delta
there.
738 Atlanta departure altimeter 29.955
It's going
radar
slow.
contact. Continue to pass.
So it should be following that dotted line.
I think so. Let's look. Too much. It's kind of on straight. I think, yeah, see. Let me hang on a second. We're going to have to figure this out. What's going on? So that's working. That's working. That should be following the flight plan. So, since it's not, let's do this. We're going to go into heading mode. So we're going to use this heading bug right here. See how you do that? And it starts, we're going to say we want to go this way, and let's turn it into heading mode. Right? Come on, baby. Go ahead and take your foot off. Get up the pedals for a minute. Remember when you said just kind of autopilot? Just
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah, I can see. I can see.
Okay. I can't figure out why it's not turning on course. Like this whole. I do know why. I'm so stupid. There.
Turn it on. So we weren't autopilot at all? Hey, well, we didn't crash.
Oh man.
Does Copilot oftentimes handle a lot of the stuff kind of like what you were doing there?
Yeah,
Like,
I think so. Yeah.
does the pilot, like, what, by definition, do you know, like, what the pilot does versus the Copilot?
I mean, the pilot's the one in charge of the flights, right? He's up making all the hard decisions. I think that there's so many things going on at once that you need a co-pilot. So they probably have a protocol. I'll be honest, I don't know which ones do which, but I'll bet you there's just some kind of coordination.
Do you know who is the primary developer of the aircraft for Delta? Is it like...
might be Boeing.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I would say Boeing because I don't know if they have a lot of Airbus. It just depends. Like if they're flying international, maybe I don't know. That'd be good. Like their fleet. Talking about their fleet.
Dang, if this is true, so is that purple line our travel line?
Yeah.
It's smart enough to like just realign us to that?
No, I did that.
I see.
I did that because I'm just essentially telling you which heading to go.
Heading you want. I see. So you're just getting.
Back again to the lateral.
Then does it hit a point where it knows what the route is, or are you gonna have to manually?
It knows. Like this is the route. So once we watch what happens when we get to this next waypoint, I'm gonna flip it over to this LNAV, and then it'll just follow. It'll just follow.
Dang.
Delta 738, did you copy?
Oh, I'm trying to get hold of this.
135
So these
decibels,
handoffs,
Delta
essentially
738.
what these are.
Goodbye.
Are we broadcasting online so other players can see us too?
Yes. Oh wait. Oh yeah. You mean other flight players?
Have you? Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever made a flight player like noticeably angry?
Not that I'm aware of. Other than if they watch my broadcast. Because I'm pretty sure they'd be like that. Maybe I'm not taking the aviation profession seriously now. Maybe. I don't know. Leave comments down below and let us know if we're pissing you off.
Atlanta Center Delta 738 is passing 12,200 feet, climbing
Okay, it wants us up to
14,000 feet.
14,000.
No, you're not upsetting me actually. I think you sound pretty good.
Right.
You kind of sounds like you're working like in a cubicle with like a single mic that you just like were able to scrounge up out of your desk or something.
Dragon Hatchery speaking. That seems legit. So check it out. I mean, we're on our way, right? Here we are. Not out of the line yet, but we will be. And once you pick up speed. Okay, so now check it out. See how close we are? I'm just going to line us up just a little bit more with the heading. Watch that. I'm going to go right straight towards
No,
that.
a lot of what you're doing makes good sense to me. I was actually just at a flight simulation. Well, I mean, the reason I wasn't here last week was because I was at a flight simulation conference.
You're lucky. You get paid for that stuff.
Do you travel much for your job?
Not tons, but I do.
Climb and maintain flight level 210.
I don't either. I'm not interested in traveling a lot. That'd be a bummer if I mean, I wouldn't. So there you go. You're now doing the L. What is it? L.
L3 Harris.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man. No, but I was in a helicopter sim. Me and Trev were in a helicopter sim, and this thing was on a pedestal that had hydraulic, and it was in a. Have you looked at those Vario headsets? Vario? I would assume Flight Sim has Vario headset integration, but I don't know. Do VR headsets make you sick?
Not this, probably, because it's not moving, right?
It's an augmented reality thing, though. So what you do is you actually black out the position of your flight controls, and you can see a video stream of your hands here, but then everything else is out the window. It's really cool, yeah. Augmented. Yeah, they are. They are. I don't know how much they charge. But my bet is that, let me Google this.
Goodbye. Atlanta Center Delta 738 is at 14,000 feet climbing flight level 210.
Delta 738, Atlanta Center altimeter, 29.904 radar, contact, continue to SMKY.
Contact them clear on 128.45. 128.45.
Okay, so we're over 10,000 feet, so what we want to do is we want to get this speed kick in into high gear.
And maintain flight level 340.
Up to 340, they want us up to, so FL 340 means 34,000 feet, that's where they want us.
405 for hotel. Altimeter 3018.
Yep.
3018.
So the one thing you're going to need to pay attention to more than anything else, Aaron, is your speed, right? You don't want to get too low, you're stalled, you don't want to get too high.
And speed is controlled right here?
But you don't have to worry about it so much, like when you're on autopilot, because we can control the speed now, right here with this dial. So you can control the speed with the dial, you can control...
Good day.
Wait a second. Delta contact Atlanta Center.
Delta 142 heavy.
Must have ignored them too much. They dropped our iPhones.
Atlanta Center Delta 738 requests destination change to Kennedy.
Delta 738 is cleared to Kennedy Airport as filed.
There we go.
Squawk 0411.
Delta 738 cleared to Kennedy Airport as filed. Squawk 0411.
Delta 738 readback correct. Radar contact 17,300 feet. Altimeter
Where are we at? That's the outskirts of Atlanta, Atlanta being behind us.
Have you been to Atlanta?
Just
Looks like the Vario headset, the VR. I didn't get into its augmented reality, but 1,000. Can you do this VR?
Yeah.
Have you done it?
No. And with this machine will do it. I just need. I want to get. If I do, I want to get a good headset, like high res.
You should get an augmented. Those augmented headsets are pretty impressive.
So, do they work with VR? Like.
So how it is, you know, I mean, Apple, whenever Apple's thing comes out, that'll probably just be the game changer for everything like this. That's probably the consumer solution that will really work. Yeah, but that thing's an augmented reality. But how it essentially works is they do a video pass through of certain things in the room. So like it's spatially aware of whatever you tell it to track, and then it just places that in 3D space, and then everything else is virtual. So you get a video pass through like of your hands in real time, and you're just working like whatever aspect.
So your hands like will control stuff.
Yep.
But then you wouldn't feel locked in. You could like see stuff.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I think the Apple headsets will be really impressive with that. I'm sure. Alright, did they announce a price? I thought it was like. I thought it was like $5,000.
I think it's less than that.
Let's see.
Good morning, American 2765 to 330 smooth.
2765, Center Roger. I do have your request for
Starts at 3,500, which means it goes up from there.
Oh wow. So 3,500.
That's very affordable, you know.
I mean, not too bad.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. If the idea, here's the thing about those things, man, because they're trying to sell this thing as like a, they're not doing the, they're selling it like it's a personal use thing that you'll use for productivity and like entertainment, which implies everybody will have one. But it's like if you're selling your unit for that much, I don't know how it's like, come over and hang out, everybody bring your headsets. I don't see that happening.
Well, the price will have to come down. People are, it's like iPhones, right? I mean, or subsidized by, who knows?
Like people just buying them, I guess. The technology's gonna have to get cheaper, but that is the thing. I understand what you're saying. It's like if they can truly build a user base, then the price can come down. Maybe. I don't think I like it though. I don't think I'm excited by that. But I'll say, having seen some of the simulation technology, it's kind of fun.
Request 17,000 feet.
Delta 738, descend and maintain 17,000 feet.
FedEx 627, contact center 133.05.
Descend and maintain 17,000 feet, Delta 738.
Okay, what's our speed? Because we want to get cracking.
Outlook 641 traffic, 12
So we're going up to 25.
level 370.
I'll tell you what, let's do this. We'll just come down.
American 2765.
Level up.
So we can take
we go
35
for speed 0 and just level up. And
Did you put those up, the puppets?
it was actually for Beck's nursery. Like
Gotcha.
That was his blanket. And
Contact
then
Albuquerque Center
I think it might be,
132.0.
I'll test it. That might be from Grandma Iva.
Nice.
Yeah. And these guys, you know, that's got Debbie written all over it.
Yep, it does.
Delta 738, please expedite your descent 17,000 feet.
These guys just aren't like satisfied with anything. Decrease, where am I at?
So do you work from home in this office?
Sometimes, yeah.
Are you pretty well back full time in the
Yeah.
office?
I try to work a day,
Mike Golf, Albuquerque Center, Roger. Yeah,
pretty much a day every
go
week, but it doesn't always happen. But the last almost 2 weeks I've been working from home because I had so much to get done. I had
Atlanta
to
Center Delta 738.
I had to just
Request 7,000
focus hours.
Yeah, that happened to me. I mean, I work a day from home as well. And, man, this Friday I got a ton done because when I go into the office, there's so many people that need, like, my help.
Descend and maintain 17,000
It's like, dude, I can't get my job done when I go in.
Yep. That's the life of a manager.
Delta
Supervisor or
738,
whatever.
contact Atlanta Center on
But
134.8. Good day.
I guess that makes it very valuable, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, autopilot's nice.
We really need, like, once we get speed, like right now we're going, oh, wow, we're getting up there. Ooh. What's
So
the caution?
knots, what is the translation to miles per hour? Is it like some inconsistent, hard to approximate thing?
Let's be, well, we're going Mach 0.78, so we're 8/10 of the speed of sound right now.
Dang. Can these things go the speed of sound?
Not this one.
Does any, I mean, the Concorde, right? That one, does anything else even approach that?
Well, jazz, like,
Oh yeah,
jazz,
but like commercial.
I don't think there's supersonic stuff out there right now. Well, I could be wrong. But,
Would you have wanted to fly the Concorde?
Yeah. I got one, and it's crazy. It's nuts, dude.
Oh, you can do the Concorde? You can do the Concorde in this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
It's nuts. Like, it has this big armor shell that comes up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it has its nose that dips down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like this shield comes up and then those dips. Oh wait. I knew that was gonna happen. It's
November 3 Mike Golf and cross the core ladder above 10,000, clear DORD and Alpha.
Lost all our air pressure, so technically we're dead, probably.
Oh. How is air pressure maintained?
That is one element. I gotta go to manual. That's one thing that's been a little bit of a mystery to me because this happens to me more often than not where that alarm goes off. And I don't know what's triggering it. I don't know why I'm losing air pressure. But now,
So when that happens to you, does Flight Sim have like any resources, or do you just start Googling like actual flight manuals?
Google.
Dang,
Yeah. Google.
that's crazy.
Good day.
And YouTube. YouTube's amazing.
Contact center
Most of the guys.
Are there a lot of like actual flight, actual pilots?
Are, like, because people don't want to follow people.
Do the pilots complain about Flight Sim a lot, or I wouldn't think so. It seems like it's pretty legit.
What I mean, you are. Shakespeare had syphilis.
Shakespeare?
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare had syphilis.
Shakespeare had syphilis, and apparently people think he didn't write all that he wrote.
Are you
I'm on the last essay.
you're on the last, so you already wrote an essay? You wrote one?
Yeah.
Just while we were sitting here?
Yeah.
On, what was the mystery? What was the history mystery?
Syphilis. If it started in the old world or the new world.
Yeah, what was your theory?
I err with the side that it started in the new world. There's a lot of evidence that shows that syphilis was in the new world before Columbus arrived. There's not any evidence that I think is true or factual or enough to show that syphilis was in the old world before Columbus got back.
Really?
So you're saying it was here with the Native Americans?
Yes, and Columbus and his crew brought it to...
So you believe that the Native Americans would not have had it then?
No, the Native Americans gave syphilis to Columbus.
And then he brought it back to...
Everybody else gave the Native Americans smallpox, the measles, all those things. They gave us syphilis.
Gotcha.
So there was a trade of diseases.
I
Now, wait
see.
a minute. So is that canon, or is that like just a theory?
Nobody knows.
The origin of syphilis is very hotly debated. But like I said, there's a lot of evidence that syphilis was in the New World. So really the debate is whether or not syphilis existed in the Old World
I see.
before Columbus or not. And I don't think it did. At least the strain that caused the epidemic.
I see. So the belief then is that it was brought back from.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Columbus brought it back on a ship, and the people on that ship.
So, but then Shakespeare lived when?
I don't know. After Columbus, though, otherwise it would have. Look, there's no evidence, but Shakespeare was 1500s.
And when did
192.
yeah, that rhyme doesn't help anybody because all it could be 1672. Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
It's helped me.
But there's nothing about 14.
I know. But I didn't know that people got confused by it until someone told me they got confused by it.
Yeah, okay. So Shakespeare is 1600s.
So
The other thing that's just crazy is 1492. 1492. We got like how many people on Earth? Historical evidence of
I just had a deja vu.
not a lot. Of what?
Of like being here, like you two talking about syphilis, and me checking the instruments, like looking around, like making sure the flight's okay, and Aaron on his phone. It was just everything just came together. It was
Dude,
like deja vu.
we're talking this thing.
Talk about syphilis.
This thing is estimating to several different people, but the lower and upper for 1400, 350 to 374 million people on Earth. On Earth.
Yeah.
What?
Total.
In the 1400s,
We're up to 8 billion now.
we're talking 300 million people on Earth, which means
There's more people in the United States alone now.
every single human being by 7 billion would be how many people? So like, you can't even do that big of math here. Let's see. Please hold.
We'll hang it at 390 for now.
We're doing big now.
650. Any chance of correcting Hancock? 650.
We're like right above.
So yeah, every human being would represent almost 24 human beings now by ratio. So every single human is like 24. So one person dying would be the equivalent of 24 dying.
Well, yeah, so diseases just had a bigger impact than
Yes.
there's no treatment, and also
Yeah, so if you're talking the disease kills like 100,000 people, that becomes 24,000 or 240,000 people.
on the flip side, a lot of
Or 2.4 million.
well, on the flip side, a lot of diseases need a large population to remain active. So take that into account too. There was less large cities where diseases could spread.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing too, because it's like clearly, I guess medical that is speaks to the efficacy of modern science, the fact that we're supporting populations as big as we are. There's more diseases living among us, I'm sure, and our population grows, or we'll see, but it has grown up to this point.
That's why, though, there's a pandemic about every 100 years.
100 years?
Yeah. People were predicting that there would be a pandemic around COVID-19.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, because it was the Spanish flu.
So I'm just catching up. Why 100 years? Like, what is the
It's
ideal?
just, look at history. There's been a pandemic about every 100 years for like the last 1,000 years. And the way I see it, that's just a cycle it takes for a new pathogen to get strong enough, big enough, and for humanity to have less resistance to strain. for something to
Number 914 golf, contact center
kind of sweep through.
133.05.
I think disease is a natural population buffer, but we're getting better at stopping it, so it'll be interesting to see what
So it's
happens. But
It's kind
also,
of like wildfires are the natural way of
Yeah.
like reseeding new trees.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been true because look at this. The Austin American Statesman, coronavirus 2019, 2020, Spanish flu 1918, cholera 1817. What is cholera, by the way?
diarrhea.
Nice. And then the plague in the 1720s.
And the plague had a few rounds for like 300 years, so
Dude, the plague seems like it was gnarly.
it was. But I mean, I'm saying you can follow that pattern back further than just the 1720s. So it takes about 100 years for a new pathogen to get strong enough to cause a global pandemic.
The plague was cool though because like people were starting to feel like they
Oh,
understood science, and so they were doing like plague masks and stuff like that, like plague doctors.
Smallpox is the reason we have vaccines. People saw that if you took the scabs off a sick person and inhaled them, crushed them up and inhaled them, you could get a lesser form smallpox that had a lesser chance of killing you. And then once you had smallpox, you were immune. So people started vaccinating themselves a long time ago by inhaling their sick friends' scabs.
Inhaling them?
Yeah.
Like when you say inhale, like to eat them?
Snorting them.
Snorting them.
Or I don't. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, let's go snort. Let's go with the snort.
Let's go with that.
Do you think snorting like
Would you?
smallpox scabs would be like snorting fruity pebbles?
Would you? Here's the question. Would you snort your friend's smallpox scabs for the chance to live?
Well, I'm gonna look.
Would you do it? Would you be able to do it?
This is a little bit of a dangerous territory. Obviously, you know, out there on the interwebs, we're making no statements for as far as anything. But I do believe chickenpox. My mom said that whatever. But whether this was the right way to deal with it or not, but I do believe that because they would do small time quarantines with like they would encourage. Is something happening? Are we going down?
Yeah, you know what? We ought to check in on life. Real kind of sort of fast.
Okay, what do I have to do?
My goodness, hang on a second. Alright, what's happening? We're dropping. That's interesting. So we're down to 14,000 feet.
Oh, autopilot is still locked on though?
Well, it's because I put on vertical speed, negative 1,000, and we just started talking.
I see.
So, let's just level off.
But Aaron, to follow that train of thought, you're right. Moms would have their kids play with kids.
That's exactly what happened.
Because
is my
as a kid, it's way better to have chickenpox than as an adult.
my mom, my cousins had it, and my mom just kind of went, you know what? Our family, there's no avoiding it. Our family's gonna get it, so we just got it.
Yep. You just go have a play date. My mom talked about that. She said that when a kid in their neighborhood got chickenpox, the mom would invite all the other kids over
Yeah,
to come get chickenpox.
that is what happened.
Because
to some
as an
degree.
adult, you're more likely to die
Yeah.
from chickenpox.
Yeah.
I've never had it. I've had the vaccine.
Just saying how it is over here.
You're more likely to die from chickenpox.
I have my chickenpox scar right there.
Yeah, my mom has one on middle of the board. I got the vaccine. I'm just barely not. I'm just barely young enough to have gotten it. I guess from what I hear. I don't know much.
Yeah, no, I mean I heard.
Well, I'm learning about syphilis a lot over here.
Well, you finished your syphilis essay. It sounds
Well,
like.
now I'm learning about tuberculosis and Victorian literature. That's the next topic.
Well, you love you know that Victorian business.
No. Not Victorians. Oh, I know about the Regency era. These are very different.
All right.
The Regency.
Regency, Jane Austen.
What is it? What is the difference? What's the difference between
It's a whole different time period.
They had zombies. Like
Victorian era is right before. It's like very late 19th century, very early 20th century.
Oh, dude, I've met. This was in my mission, Mountain City. I had the most interesting experience in Mountain City. I met a guy, like somewhere out here in the boondocks, like up here. I hesitate to do this because we left it on that map, like 90% of this whole episode. But right here around Mountain City, like, so this is where I was serving. This is just crazy. Boone, Bannerell, where's Boone? Boone's like right. Hickory I lived in for a little while. And where's Boone? Oh gosh, where's Boone? It's close to here. Blowing Rock, Boone. I think this is Boone right here. Actually. Yeah, Boone. That's where Appalachian State University is. Anyways, there was a guy here in Mountain City, right up here, and he lived off the grid, like full blown off the grid. And like he'd come into town maybe like once every few months just to get supplies and stuff like that. But he was like, so I don't even know how we went out there. I think it was like, I don't even know how we got out there, but it was kind of far out of our area. We had a conversation with him, and we were talking about the Mormon and like native peoples and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he said that there was this legend of up in the mountains near him of it's the, what is that Quetzalcoatl type of thing, right? Like the natives believed this, the appearance of this white. What are you laughing at down there? Debbie comes in and just gets the stove for
we're
chocolates.
We're talking about the appearance of.
Down on the ground and just like is just.
Look,
dying.
we're talking about Mountain City.
Talking about Mountain City.
This guy lived off the grid.
but these are important discussions, Deb. This is what HeadTrip Air is all about.
I want to hear. I want to hear though. You have my interest. I want.
Can I have one of those?
I want to hear about this guy.
Well,
what are we?
I'll just take one. I don't know what it is.
Oh boy. I think
My
I gotta go with
wife,
chocolate.
she's constantly making fun of me. Deservedly. Deservedly. I mean, look at what we're doing.
Well, but I want to hear about Mountain City. I mean, this guy.
Well.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm going for a truffle. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding?
Hey, I'll let you.
Well, it's kind of anticlimactic because I was pretty much done with the story, but it was just really super. No. I'm literally sitting. If you had any idea, I'm speaking through a filter that sounds like an iPhone.
Then he's telling us about people off the grid in Mountain City and their experience with gods coming from the sky.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking forward to going back and watching this episode. I'll probably learn more from the second time around than the first time around. But it was just weird. Like all the things that lined up, like he was super, super fascinated about the Book of Mormon because like it sort of.
I would be curious. Genuinely, I've wanted to know more about that in general. Like, there is a lot to ancient civilization we just don't know. Like, there's a ton we don't know, and like, I think it'd be really cool to. Like, I went to the Clark Planetarium. And this is slightly unrelated, but in spirit, there's a correlation where. It was Angkor Wat, which is
like in Tibet.
No, it's in Cambodia.
Well,
there's entire ancient cities and like evidence of the civilizations that lived there before, but they literally can't access them because they're overrun by like jungle, like rainforest landscape that is too dangerous to even walk around in, just because of like the situation, the plants that grow there, the animals that are there, and everything. So they just can't explore it. So they're using now just like the LiDAR or whatever, the laser technology to just try and capture the ground beneath the overgrowth. And it's like, dang, there's all this stuff that we haven't
discovered.
Yeah. And it's just like human history stuff. It's not like some ancient single-celled organism or anything like super abstract like that. It's just straight up human history we haven't been able to like really dissect.
That is...
Makes you wonder what's out there.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, think about this. Like, check this out. Okay, let me zoom out since we're still on our map. This just kind of blows my mind. Like, Greenland. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious.
No, yeah, that's huge.
I mean, and I'm not saying there's like stuff up there. I'm just saying like that's a huge landmass, like of unexplored. I mean, granted, all this is ice, so it's like I don't know what's to explore. But think about it. Like, what's underneath that?
Well, yeah, that's
a continent.
I mean, this is kind of a funny segue, but it's like last week I was at SeaWorld and they had a little factoid showed up on the screen and it said like we've explored less than 5% of the ocean.
Yeah.
So
SeaWorld always be spitting facts at us.
Yeah, but less than 5%. I mean, the ocean is.
I don't know why we're exploring space when we.
Yeah, the ocean. Yeah. I think we're claiming that we know more about space than we do about the ocean.
That's what OceanGate was all about.
Really?
No.
I could believe something like that totally though. It's like.
Did you hear about OceanGate?
Oh yeah,
a bunch of billionaires exploded in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Yeah. That imploded in that.
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
That was a nice little father-son trip there for them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, here, look.
They were just trying to uncover the secrets of the universe.
They were like down there too, huh?
5%. Most of our ocean is unexplored. We have only explored 5% of our world ocean.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
I can't wait to find the Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness?
Well, but I mean, that was the whole point of SeaWorld, and whatever. It frustrates me that the SeaWorld is constantly under so much fire because it's like their entire aim is to educate or like, you know, get people thinking about the ocean, and I think to some degree they're effective, right? But like they pitched another question that was like, what's the largest mountain range on the planet? And they get you all going for Everest or whatever, and then it's like some underwater. But it's true, if you thought of the stuff that's underwater as stuff that potentially could be surface land, which, given the history of the planet, who knows? If you thought about the ocean floor that way, which is how an ocean explorer would be thinking about the bottom of the ocean, there probably is just some insane stuff down there.
I just learned that Victorian women, the height of fashion was to look like they had tuberculosis.
You have a keeper there, I gotta tell you, man.
Are we showing you that we have synergy?
Yeah.
You are. I mean, he hasn't killed us yet, which is pretty impressive.
Well,
I'm really excited for the land because I don't think you landed last time, did you?
He did.
We've got ancient civilizations. We've got ocean exploration and tuberculosis. I mean,
yeah. Apparently,
what more could you want?
Mimic its characteristics by using makeup and starvation diets. So if you're fragile, wan, thin, pale, with flushed cheeks and ruby red lips, I don't know. I think I should try it.
Do you think that?
If you go to an Avril Lavigne concert, you find that.
That's what I was gonna say, like lipstick and all that. I mean, there's probably a lot that I'm opening a whole entire can of worms, I'm sure, but it's like I wonder if you can assume the different perspectives, right? Like you'd say it's evolutionary or whatever, but I wonder if cultural stuff comes from that kind of stuff. You know,
Well, it might be
definition of
that
beauty.
The makeup industry owes everything to tuberculosis.
Is that what the professor's saying?
But apparently, if you have tuberculosis, you drown in your own blood, which
Oh, that's not good.
sounds nice and easy way to go.
Drown?
In your own blood.
This is becoming like a horror film.
Those
We're
Victorians, man.
We're gonna get like a PG-13 rating.
Did you know that?
Oh, by the way, do you want me to tell you what the surprise is?
No.
Okay.
There's
No.
a surprise.
There's a surprise.
Did you know
It's
that
for you.
growing up, Megan was
I like
known to study disease just for fun?
This is true.
So,
I went through a phase where I read books that, like, the main plot points were about disease.
Oh, fiction. Like about,
Yeah, like chapter books,
like, World War Z.
non-fiction. Yeah.
World War Z was like apparently
but
her personality
but
for
like,
a little while.
I was like 8 and 10
oh wow.
when this happened, so I wasn't reading World War Z specifically because I was 8.
So you were probably reading like,
Look, there's one called Fever 1793 that was my favorite.
most people write Fahrenheit
and the words
451.
the words fever were in yellow because it was about yellow fever. And I
Yellow.
thought I was so metal for getting that.
Is her parents just like,
Oh, that's so cute. She just found another
Megan,
book to
she's
read.
just a little
They never asked what I was.
epidemiologist.
They never asked what I was reading about. They didn't care to discover. But I was on a hunt. I was hungry for books about diseases. I remember my dad brought me home a book one day, and I don't think he even really knew what it was about. But it was all about smallpox coming back and the potential bioweapon. And these kids had to stop it.
So, why don't
That's
you
what I
become an
read.
epidemiologist?
Because that sounds boring.
But you're,
But like not boring, but like
That is the reality of it.
An
Is it's like
epidemiologist is the things you'd have to study, your daily work would not be fun. Being an artist is way more fun. You get to control your reality.
And
then in my free time, I watch World War Z and read books called Fever 1793.
I see.
if you're chasing the narrative of it versus, because you know what I mean, it's like certain things are, I think certain personalities and people are really good at, you know, like catching on to compelling ideas for stories or
Look.
whatever, but then like when you get into the weeds of it, it ends up not being.
Look, after my disease book phase, I had a phase where I carried around a notebook of graph paper and just drew floor plans.
You drew orphans?
Floor plans,
Oh.
like house floor plans.
I drew orphans.
I drew
Orphans?
orphans.
All the orphans in the world!
No, I'm just saying, my disease book phase has been very prevalent
I see.
throughout my life, but I had other phases, such as drawing floor plans for.
Oh, I'm hearing the engine.
Oh, and look. I kicked it out.
Where'd
I
the
kicked
camera
the mouse
go?
out. I better.
I can do this.
Yeah, let's go inside. Let me get the mouse.
Oh man, I can't. Do I have to change? What have you been doing on the Steam Deck to allow me to go in? Because
See, after all this
my
time.
normal button that would allow me to go in.
Heck.
Let me see here.
If we're anything,
I'm gonna take
we're
the.
live. And you gonna take a bath?
I'm gonna take a bath.
Okay. Alright. It does actually. We do have a hot tub.
Where do I go on this thing for the angles?
For games.
For angles, like this button isn't working.
Because it's pretty tricky. I mess with it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, suck. Suck. Come on now.
And so it's dependent on the menu.
Sort of. Let's see. What's happening? Okay, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned
We'll
way
use
is coming up here.
the old red dragon.
Oh, I know. I know why. I know why. So, go there, there. Whew. That was something.
Oh, we're still at, what, 1,300?
13,000. I've just been kind of paying attention to the... Oh, wow, what we're getting into.
So why did the engine kill like that? Was it just an autopilot?
I think it was just, yeah, slowing down a little bit or something. Where are we? We're like around Washington, D.C., I think. Let me see where we are.
Is this live weather?
Yeah. I think, let me check. Yeah. Which is really kind of funky if you think about it. I noticed it was this map right here when I looked at this guy.
So let's see, you
know what I'm saying?
Your mission, where did you serve?
North Carolina.
Gotcha.
That's why I was a little nervous going in this area, because this is what we're dealing with. Here's the satellite.
Oh, dang.
So...
How often is that updating?
I think it's, I don't know, pretty real time, I believe. I mean, maybe not exactly real time, but folks don't know what we're talking about. Let's see here. We'll show it to them. That's what we're talking about. So this is the weather pattern we're in. Here's our flight plan. Down here, we're roughly, I don't know, maybe around here. So we got some nasty weather here, and it's not going to help up in New York. I mean, that could be real dicey.
Will autopilot handle that, or do you have to?
It can, if you do it right.
That's
the idea. Like, the idea is you don't need to see, because you got to rely completely on the instruments, which will be kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, no, I know. I'll be curious to see how this thing handles.
Looking at Aaron's face, he wasn't sure if it was fun or not.
I think it's time to break out.
I think it is time to break out, Chitrell. Yes, you can interest me.
I'm interested.
Always interested. We're kind of heading into some dicey stuff here, Megan. And I think we'll be fine. I don't think it's gonna like... Yeah. Really? That flavor? Just Indian? Okay, let's break them up.
There's something about the way they crunch.
They're just flaky. It's like going into a bakery and when they make those little croissants and you're like, how do you do that?
I know. I don't know how they do it. It's magic.
We might have a little bit of turbulence up here. We'll see. It's gonna get a little bit.
Is 14,000 feet fairly normal?
No, we're low. We're low. One for you. One for me. Oh, I got a broken one. And the rest for you. That would be appropriate. Actually, looks good. Alright, let's just see. So our speed. Oh, wow. Dang. That's not good. We're going too slow. Dang it.
Take the edge off.
So what's life been for you guys like lately? Like, I haven't seen you as much, so what's the happenings?
Wedding planning.
What's the plan?
Wedding planning. The plan is afternoon wedding. Go to the roller rink.
And,
What
then Aaron and I disappear, never to be heard from again.
Never.
Never.
Ever.
No. It'll be an afternoon ceiling. Some pictures after, then roller rink. The invites are on their way. We've been.
There's been some technical difficulties there.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be really fun, yeah. And we got the. The invites definitely they exist. We have all the lists all figured out. They were supposed to go out this week, but we had some complications with our order. Well, we got them resolved. We're gonna send them out Tuesday,
January what?
13th.
Jeez, that's a good day.
13's a pretty good day.
13 is a good number.
Means Friday the 13th anniversary could happen.
Right?
Once every 7 years, right?
Is that true?
Is Friday the 13th every 7 years?
Well, the day shifts by one.
Oh, that makes
every
sense.
every year.
What about leap year? Does that mess it up?
It has to, right? I don't know how that works, but all I know is that if the 13th is on a Saturday this year, next year it's going to be on a Sunday.
So how many Friday the 13ths are there a year?
There's usually 2 or 3, sometimes more. And those are like unlucky years or something.
There was a Friday the 13th in October this year.
That was cool.
That was cool.
So does that mean
Taylor Swift took it over from the horror movies?
She what?
Did you not hear that?
No.
Yeah, she did. She stole it from Halloween. Or no, it was The Exorcist, wasn't it?
Exorcist Believer.
Which The Exorcist Believer was so bad.
The Exorcist what?
There was a new Exorcist movie that came out.
Let's just throw information out here.
It was so bad.
It was bad, but Justin actually missed a concert that he had tickets to go to that.
To go to The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Wait, did he?
Justin does amazing things sometimes.
He does amazing things.
What concert did he miss?
It was. Okay, wait. It wasn't Islands because he was there.
Justin went to Islands?
Yeah, right? It was Islands. It was Islands. He missed Islands over The Exorcist. Hey, I'm not blaming you, Justin.
Well,
we all make decisions.
we all make decisions. Sometimes they're good ones, sometimes they're bad ones.
So it was really bad.
It was really bad.
What did I have to do with Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
She announced kind of last minute that her movie was coming out, and she announced it on the 13th. And there was The Exorcist Believer was going to come out on that day. I mean, Friday the 13th in October, but because of Taylor Swift, they didn't want to compete, so they came out a week early.
What did the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie thing, what did it gross?
I don't know, but I know it's coming to streaming on the December 13th. So,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, her birthday.
It's good. I liked it.
It was a fun movie. I really enjoyed the theater experience, being there with other people. I don't know how often I'll watch it at home.
Right.
I know my sisters want to watch it because not all of them got to make it to the theater. And I'll probably watch it with them, and that might kind of be it. It was a good movie, but I had my qualms. And look, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I had my qualms with it, though. So.
What was your qualms?
I think it stripped away the personality of it. It felt overproduced and didn't really show a lot of the visuals.
It didn't show the stage as much. It was more focused
on her. I wanted to see the background dancers, the stage, the visuals. Those are the cool things about her concerts, because I've been seeing pictures and clips of her for months now.
Right.
And the visuals are something that she produces just for her concerts, which are really cool. So.
Well, I thought it was fun because we, there was only probably maybe in the whole theater, maybe 30 people or something, but about 10 of us were up front just treating it like a concert. It was fun.
The release, it created some excitement. It was fun. October though, Halloween is a force to be reckoned with, and taking Friday the 13th in October is a bold move.
Yeah, that's true. Did she think about that, or was it just
Here's a fun little fact for you. Tuberculosis killed 1 in every 7 people in all of human history.
In all of human history?
Yeah, so over...
What are you saying? It killed
out of everybody that died...
Oh.
Out of everybody that has ever died, 1/7 of them is because of tuberculosis. That's what it says.
It must be true, dude.
It must be true.
Let's ask ChatGPT here. How many people?
But I interrupted you.
Tell it, don't lie.
Don't lie to
We
me,
want
ChatGPT.
We don't want jokes. We want serious, factual answers.
ChatGPT, no games here. How do I even ask that? Like,
Just say,
How many-
GTP.
Be like, is it true or something?
Just say, is it true? Chat GPT.
that's just straight up 8-ball. This is why I like the 8-ball better. The Magic 8-ball, you know.
Dude, I don't know how you're gonna land. This is gonna be. Hopefully it lightens up a little bit. Well, you know what? This is how instrument landings go, though. Like, if you're a pilot, you got to deal with this crap, right?
13 deaths per 100,000 people.
But what time period?
Oh, well, I didn't know I had to go by time period.
Well, because I'm saying, like, in what the stat that I just read is all of human history.
What?
So you're saying since the beginning of the Earth,
Look, the more I think
maybe
about it, the
maybe
less
history.
I believe it.
right?
Tuberculosis accounted for a significant but variable percentage of global deaths. It's important to note that these figures can change over time. In 2019, tuberculosis was among the top 10 causes of death worldwide and was responsible for around 1.4 million deaths, constituting approximately 1.7 of all global deaths.
So, if it's still
In that year, though, I mean, that's,
yeah, if it's still in the top 10 in this day and age, maybe it is true because if it's consistently stayed in the top 10 throughout all of history.
So you're saying it's still in the top 10?
That's what, and as of 2019,
Yeah,
ChatGPT
I guess
is
like
saying.
in third world countries.
well, that's what
Yeah.
ChatGPT just was telling us.
And worldwide, it's in the top 10 killers.
That's nuts.
Estimating the historical percentage of human deaths attributed to tuberculosis is challenging due to the lack of comprehensive and precise data from earlier periods. Tuberculosis has been present in human populations for thousands of years. Yeah, ChatGPT is just pulling a classic ChatGPT and it's cowering away from those cold hard facts.
Yeah, that's pretty typical. Try to get it to tell a joke.
All right.
You know what? Oh man, there was a funny joke. It was so funny, but it took like 45 minutes of questioning before it finally was like, okay, I'll be funny. Because at first it was just giving you like dad jokes and puns, and I'm like, no, be funny. And then it was kind of like really just kind of putting up a fight, and then eventually it came out with top-notch comedy.
Really?
So we were on the floor.
It says, the first one is, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Do you know? Okay, I'll say this.
Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have guts. I'm just saying, be funny. Be funnier.
Be funnier. That's what we kept saying. Be funnier.
I told my computer I needed a break. Now it won't stop sending me vacation ads. We told it to be funnier until it stops.
Do you want to hear the joke that we told?
Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. And that's
You know what I'm
not
saying?
funny.
Like that stuff.
Be a lot funnier.
You have to teach it how to be funny. Though. Like you got to tell
Yeah,
it.
you got to give it like
or I don't know,
more
you
than
got to
that.
tell it what is
Funny.
funny.
What
You
is
gotta
funny
teach
to
it,
you?
know?
Yeah.
Alright, so how should I try and teach this thing
Well,
to be
I
funny?
can tell you how Larry did it.
What did he do?
He just said, okay, ChatGPT, what's funnier, Gary Busey's teeth or Steve Buscemi's teeth?
And what did it say?
For a long time, it was just like, that's like, it totally, I don't know, it's like brushed just off. You know, like it was just like, it said something like, kind of like that, the way you just read, like a tooth joke. Like,
Yeah.
why did the teeth, you know, I'm like, no. Don't bypass the question, which is funnier. And it couldn't, it's just like, what are you talking about? And we're like, what's funnier? And you know what the final, after about 45 minutes, it said, ha ha ha, like it literally went like that, ha 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 ha, like it laughed. And then it said, well, Gary Busey's teeth hosts its own late night show. And and then it said, and Steve Buscemi's teeth could have its own sitcom.
Imagine getting roasted by an AI.
And by the way, you know, I have the utmost respect for those two actors, just in case you're one of the few viewers of HeadTrip Air World Tour. And you're welcome to come and guest pilot. You think we'll ever get famous pilots on our show?
I think you could pull it off.
Yeah. What's the highest amount of viewers you've had?
At one time?
Yeah, like live.
I said live. We're looking at like 6.
I just hopped on the live not too long ago.
Oh, you're on live now?
Well, not right now, but I did hop in. Where do you see your viewership?
Like demographically?
Well, like, is there somewhere up here that shows how many people?
Maybe. Let me see.
You can definitely set it up to do that.
Well, when I hopped in, I was the only one.
View chats.
Well, we are streaming out here in the middle of the fine evening.
It's like right here somewhere. Chats. Here we go. Did you chat with us?
No, but I should have. I wasn't signed in.
Go ahead.
Yeah, here, I'll
Let's just see if it
let me
shows
hop
up.
in.
I can do that.
I'm looking at the top chats right now, and it's
Look,
empty.
I am in the chat. I am on.
I'm also in the chat here.
You're in the chat. Okay, let's see it. Oh, there it is. Our first viewer, I'm gonna heart that.
Boom, let's go.
Oh, I'm gonna, what? It needs me to sign in.
There's
What's up
Megan.
with that? That makes no sense. Wait.
I genuinely respect.
What? Hang on. Hold tight. I saw your chat and then it all of a sudden signed me out. That's just stupid.
I'm giving you hearts.
Okay, I'm gonna have to log back into my own chat. I think we're coming up on the DC area. That big, I believe that's what that is. Isn't that DC? Because if Atlanta's down here, that's Charlotte.
I don't even know where DC is.
Like, it's gotta be this big area, huge area right there. That up ahead, that place right there. Okay, let me log in. I'm gonna just steal this from you for just a second.
Have you kept your flight sim knowledge and fascination a secret from your coworkers?
No heavens no.
They all know that you go for it.
Yeah, but I don't like share my streams or anything like that. They just know I love life. Because yeah.
Well, no. What more is there to say, really?
There's not a whole lot more to say. It's just like I love flight. You probably get tired of me like saying the same stuff. Like
Coworkers are funny.
yeah, they put up with me. It's either Oregon Coast, astronomy, flight sim, and now, as of the last 2 weeks, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Can I just say, I love seeing signs in your bathroom about the Oregon coast.
Right.
Manzanita.
Did you see?
Pacific City.
Did you see it come up
Nescoin.
the stairs?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
But the Oregon coast is a really cool place. Like a really, really special place.
It's like my home, away from home.
I love Utah. Utah is my home now, but the one thing that I do miss is living an hour away from the beach, and not just any beach, but the Oregon coast.
I agree.
That
I seriously.
that is the
couldn't agree
only
with you
thing
more.
that Utah doesn't have, is the ability to just go to the beach within an hour.
But it is close enough, right?
It is close enough that you can still go. It's about an hour and a half flight to Portland, and then it's an hour drive from there to the beach. So if you really wanted to, you could be at the beach in 2.5 hours.
What do you think? Yeah, okay, here's the next discussion. What do you think about what's happening in Portland, San Francisco? You know what I'm saying?
I'm devastated by what happened to Portland. It was such a cool city, and I loved walking around downtown. I mean, I used to walk around by myself as a kid, as young as 12, just downtown Portland.
And they had good food. It was beautiful.
The food
it's
carts,
tucked up against those hills.
The food trucks are gone. They replaced it with the Rise Hotel. The riots, the downtown hasn't recovered. The graffiti in the basement of all the art and the bars on the windows, a lot of stores have closed.
So is it that the city and the state just don't know what to do about it?
Well, yeah, because a lot of the political leaders' popular thing is to not support the police.
Right.
And so the homeless have just kind of taken over the city. And it's just not the same place it used to be. It's really sad and yeah, it's just not, it feels like a post-apocalyptic place now when it used to be a fun, quirky, really cool place to explore. So
it just makes me
it's just not, it's not Portland anymore. It's not what
do you think they'll ever get it back?
I have no idea. I kind of doubt it. I think it's kind of taken a turn on a road that it won't recover from. Really cool place to explore. So it's just not. It's not really a bummer because Portland is a really cool. I mean, there is still a lot about Portland that's cool. There is still a lot to see there, but it's just not. It's not the same thing. Now a lot of when I go back to Oregon, I don't spend nearly as much time in Portland. I spend it more just hiking, beach, other suburbs.
I wonder if there's like
I think that's just that. I mean, if you look in flight sim, I think we're still on flight. Check our autopilot.
Still going. And we're still on.
Yeah, I just feel like that thing is just not getting an accurate stream.
Gotcha. So, what about like the Willamette Valley, like or lower, like Salem, not Salem, but like Eugene?
I haven't been there in a long time, but U of O. It's an interesting school.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, a lot of my classmates went there. Majority of them ended up at U of O. And it's definitely a party school. Eugene, I've been a few times. I did conferences there in high school for Model United Nations. And it's just a smaller version of Portland with more pot, essentially, if that's even possible.
Gotcha. So it's pretty rambunctious.
Yeah, I mean, it's a party college town, and you've got Bill Knight just funding it all. So.
It does feel like the western, like the west coast, the northwest.
We have a little bit of a problem here.
What is that?
Ice, baby.
Nice.
We gotta get some deep west on. Just 1 second. So we need to cut you off. But this will shut us down if we're not careful.
No, we can't shut.
No, like in the northwest, it feels like. Again, I only have a couple data points. It's just like, but I do have a good friend living out there, and like, it does feel like there's a lot of that kind of party, like young free spirit.
A lot of people have moved there that want to be part of that semi-anarchist, free spirit, kind of above the moral code type of people have flocked to places like Portland, Seattle, San Fran, and like if there's any place that gets over. I mean, Utah County is an example on the opposite spectrum.
Yeah.
You got too many people of the same mind in one spot.
Yeah.
You kind of lose.
Yeah, you just need a healthy diversity of
there needs
everything.
to be balance, and I think the Northwest has kind of gone the way of Utah County. There's not the balance anymore.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a little haven where you feel like you're part of a community that you connect to, but you can't let that community. Diversity is what makes human, what's good, what keeps a community thriving and healthy.
So how do we save this world? That's what I want to know. Like, I mean, that's the question of the day, right? How do we bring people back together?
Sipping a ginger ale on flight sim is a
Honestly,
good start.
I mean, isn't that the answer?
I
would agree with I would agree with what Megan said. That's a good start.
Yeah, I mean,
pursuing passions and things that make you happy with it.
I think yeah, like you just can't. I mean, that's even what I was talking with the bishop about for a second there, where it's just like I just think being slow to just take on the narrative that's handed to you and like really trying to spend a little bit of time to know who you want to be and then being that person, I think is important, because a lot of what we're talking about is I'm part of what's happening in this town, or I'm part of what's happening, you know what I mean, in this online community or whatever, and it's like just being willing to be a little bit more well-rounded than that, and spending a little bit of time knowing who you're trying to be, I think, is what it really takes. But the issue is the convenience. Like, narratives, you're just bombarded with these stories that you're supposed to subscribe to, like, literally, you know, and then, you know, whether it's like a financial burden that just randomly is imposed upon you, or younger and younger you're getting handed off. There's lots of stories from influencers and everything else, and it's just like I think being slow to just give up your individuality is important. Probably just taking it easy on all that stuff and spending a little bit of time with yourself and people you care about is a good plan.
I think just taking life a little bit slower.
Right.
We're moving too fast, and I think it shows in the way people communicate with each other these days, and how they handle personal and public crisis. COVID-19 people are not the same, and they just stop pretending to care. So.
Right.
And I think giving some of this a little bit of time is part of that, where it's just like I think a lot of people over extrapolate, and it's like, I mean, even like the U.S. as a country, we are a super young country, so it's like, yeah, just give things a little bit of time. Don't over extrapolate from what happened the last 10 years or whatever, and we'll just have to see.
Right, because I mean, the country's been through some pretty rough stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and historically speaking, I mean, yeah, we're in a rough spot, and everyone feels like, oh my gosh, the world's falling apart, kind of a thing. But the reality is we've been in pretty rough spots before.
We have, yeah.
And you know, what's surprising, I think, what shocks people, shocks me at least, is that you would think that people would look back on history and kind of see where we're at and like what's causing it. And I'm not even like blaming one particular person. I'm just saying, like, there's this feeling of divisiveness and protectiveness, you know, in different ways, like on both sides of the political spectrum, right? Like, it's just like there is a middle, though. There is a middle. There's a lot of people in the middle, but I think people get exhausted out of the discussion sometimes, and then it's just left to the people who are willing to just go hell bat for leather no matter what.
Yeah, I think, again, like Megan's saying, I think it's just the communication patterns that are being trained and things, and that's why I'm saying just don't, like, as much as possible, I'm an advocate for, like, especially with young people, but frankly, not just with young people, just everybody, like, really just trying to be intentional about the way you're letting different things affect you. First and foremost, just acknowledging that, like, even like looking up reviews. It's like going to an IMDb page before you go to and see a movie. That affects you. You can't make any case that I'll believe that that doesn't. The only thing that doesn't affect you is if you don't go and look it up. Go and watch it. Go and watch a movie blind. Don't, because if you look at any aggregated result of any kind, there is an immediate bias. So, just being slow to what you allow, I think, is really important. And getting to understand yourself is, you know, important. And then I just think we're gonna have to be patient, because I think some of these narratives and ideas, they're working like right now, and if you over extrapolate, you'll go, and it's going to become this in 5 years. But then it's like, I don't know. I do think that humanity is pretty creative, and hopefully, you know, if people, I think people will come around and things will shift. Things, like, I haven't been around that long, but I have seen things shift in unexpected ways, and when they do, it happens super quick. Right. So a lot of times people will be like, it's just going this way, and you're like, yeah, until there's just a quantum leap, and these quantum leaps just happen sometimes. And so enough will be enough at some point, and people shift the entire direction. There's no way for you to really, like, own that. You just have to know where you're trying to go and let it be independent of all that, because it will never be consistent enough. If you let your entire personality just ride on where the human consciousness is collecting, which is what happens with people online a lot, you're just going to be so inconsistent, and it's going to be a terrible time.
So what we're saying is cut the freaking cord. I mean, don't cut, like, your internet connection, because, like, if you try to fly without an internet connection, you're not but you can keep enough internet connection, and I would probably recommend gigabit at least.
Yeah, you need gigabit.
That, because this stuff is streaming live. But short of that, don't worry about it. Just you don't need Facebook, you don't need Twitter and Snapchat.
Well, I think it's interesting, like, I mean,
you don't even need YouTube. Like, what are you doing here?
There's a lot. I mean, seriously, people who spend too much time. Seriously. No.
You realize the irony of that statement?
No, I'm serious. If I were an actual influencer, I think I would be constantly telling people to not be listening to me.
Yeah. Don't listen.
Seriously,
watching.
It's like I'm
Stop
probably.
I mean, although I will say the best part of the flight's coming up. So just after this flight.
But I don't know. Like, I think asking yourself, what can you do without, is a good one. I think, you know, like the invitation for, like, the technology fast type mentality. It's like, where do you stand? At least know where you stand. At least know you have problems. Like, I think that it's cool or interesting that, like, at least Utah is starting to do the social media, like, the general
campaign, like kind of a social campaign.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, and probably that's what I'm trying to say is I think that people will start to figure things out at some point.
Well, you don't even need doctors to tell you that. You don't need data statisticians to tell you that. Like, everybody knows.
Yeah, but lawmakers do, and they take forever. They take as long as they can. So because there's money to be made in the meantime. So they make that take as long as possible. I do think it was pretty epic. Like, have you seen that Pornhub banned Utah? Utah did not ban Pornhub. Pornhub banned Utah. Because Utah passed a law that said if you're going to use Pornhub, any website like that, you have to prove your identity at the time of login every time. So you have to take a picture of your face and a picture of your ID, and then you can do a login. And Pornhub said, we don't like that legislation, and so Utah said, we're willing to do it that way, and then Pornhub said, we're not, and so you cannot access Pornhub in Utah.
So they just like banned.
Geo-banned. It's geo-banned.
Geo-banned.
I went to Pornhub just to check it. We are geo-banned.
Huh. I don't know what it is really.
No.
It's just a big hub.
It's just a big hub.
Big hub.
But we are banned, which is kind of epic.
That is.
It's an interesting state. I mean, that's what I mean is
legislation that's out right now.
the legislation is Utah is saying you have to take a picture of your ID like you were going into a club. You have to have a picture of your ID and a picture of your face. And Pornhub said, we don't like that.
The worst part, the reason they did that, kids wouldn't be able to log in.
Yeah, it's like, they were like, no, it would be best that, we verify it by device, because then, that's what Pornhub retorted with, is they just said, just to do by device login. But the issue with that is, I mean, if you're an adult and you have your ID, that should not be a problem. It's just the same type of being admitted into a club, and that was the whole ideology behind it. But they said that's not a no-show, and it's like, well, why not? You wouldn't do that in the real world. You know what I mean? That's how we operate in the real world. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, things are shifting.
Yeah, like that is weird. That is weird. Like. I'm trying. What do I have down? Oh, that's just a reflection. Like legislating, potentially dangerous activities like that. I mean, this is a big, wide open. I mean, whether it be vehicles, guns, drugs, whatever.
Well, they're starting to propose the same thing with social media in certain states that you would have to prove your ID on login.
Yeah. Because I mean, the reality, like, it's just such a conundrum. Because, like, you've got to protect the public good. At the same time, people, like, you got to protect private interests. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you should have a way to log in, but that's why Utah provided a way to log in, and the private company said, we don't like it.
Well, I'm just talking general, like any public issue, like all the things that are divisive, like rights versus regulation, individual freedom rights, and you go, I don't know, like I can see both sides of the story in a lot of ways, like you look at, like, you can't drive a car unless you can't even drive your vehicle unless it's registered, like they're tracking your vehicle, right? So, but then again, you have all these, like, First Amendment rights. I mean, I see why people, first of all, it's just part of our DNA. Like, I'm not a gun person, but, like, you go, power's going to be consolidated somewhere, right? Whether it be governments or, I don't know, anybody who's going to tries to seize power. You go, like, having the ability to defend yourself is important. Why did I just get into gun rights? It just kind of seems like it led into that. And I'm not even going to make a statement on it, because I don't know that I have a perfect answer for it. But, like, I guess here's the question I'm trying to ask. How do you preserve individual rights and at the same time protect society?
Well, it's the same thing we ran into with, like, COVID. The disease wrapping back around is a classic example of it, because it's like a person what is the extent that an individual, what are their rights and how they want to handle a disease when it's really a public health concern. That was the entire issue that we ran into, is, it's like, well, how I deal with this disease should be my decision. It's like, yes, but the way you choose to deal with it affects everyone too. I don't know.
It's a trust issue. Nobody trusts it. trust each other anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
it fundamentally it comes down to, yeah, we don't trust like that anybody has our best interest at heart, and you know, we've come to that conclusion because a lot of people have let us down in a lot of ways, and it's just it's really sad to see individuals like in localized communities start to let each other down in those types of ways, because it's like, man, if you can't get it in your family, if you can't get it in your neighborhood, like, I don't know, you know, it's like, and I'm not talking about, I'm just saying, like, being there for each other, like actually caring. If you don't care about, you know, and that's where I think a lot of people start to feel really hopeless. Like, there's just not that genuine interest in each other, and sometimes even in yourself, honestly. So it's
the bottom line. Like, I know a lot of people feel hopeless and they just like, no matter what I do, nothing's going to make a difference, so
yeah,
I'm just going to do whatever I'm going to do. But don't you think, like, our conundrum that we're in is just reflecting the mirror back to society in general? It's like us, right? Like, you know, if you have leaders that you don't like, you know, aren't they kind of a reflection of generally? Are they, or are they? Are they reflections of us?
Yeah, it's just really tricky. I mean, I was talking about this with Nate about, like, it's just how willing are, you know, and I'm talking to the generic you and myself included, it's like, how willing are you actually to take responsibility for things? Because a lot of people are just, they want, like, when something goes wrong, they want it to be somebody else's problem. And when it comes to, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier with just buying into narratives, because it's kind of like, tell me what the right thing for me to do is, and then I'll, you know, then I have a framework to succeed under. But it's like, if it's like somebody has to be responsible for stuff somewhere, and if you can't have your cake and eat it too type situation. If you're gonna have something and own it, then that means when something goes wrong, you have to own that outcome as well. And I just think people don't want to own. They're too scared to fail because, frankly, the consequences for failure have gotten so high that, like, I think that's part of this issue as well. Is it's like, we need a way not just to let anybody do anything that they want, but well-intentioned people to be imperfect and be striving to improve. We just have made the stakes so high where it feels like if you do anything wrong, you're done, and that has feedback looped into people just not becoming less and less well-intentioned. And now, I don't know, just don't buy into any of that. Just be a well-intentioned person, and if you make mistakes, be honest about them, own them. And a lot of the stakes that are imposed upon you are virtual at this point. Like, I mean, an example is like going to a concert or something. Or we went to a concert, and I'm a pretty tall person, and I just went to the concert how I would go to the concert. I got involved with the crowd, and I'm just, I mean, at one point I was just like, I am sure that there's people filming me right now and posting it on TikTok, but that doesn't hurt me. Like, they're like, look at this guy, can you believe that he just walked in front of me at the concert? And I'm like, come and talk to me. I mean, I'll talk to you about it, but you're not gonna hurt me by posting that online. That doesn't hurt me.
Gotcha. Like, you were worried that, like, you were, like, in somebody's way.
Yeah, but the way that they're gonna hold me accountable is like in some chat room online, or you know, a reel or something, and you're just like, I'm not gonna buy into that. I'm not gonna make that so important that hurts me. So come and talk to me. But if we're gonna hold each other accountable in that level of abstraction, I'm lost.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hey, guess what?
What?
getting ready to begin our descent.
So, descent is sent to you via radio signal.
No, not full descent. It's the very last leg. That's going to happen. I'll show you. That's going to happen right here.
But is that an autopilot type situation? Like,
so radio beams line up. You'll see these little what do they look like? Why don't you look it on your phone? Say look at ILS radios or whatever on your phone. You'll see what they look like. They look like these little kind of antenna-like forky things, and they send out a signal. The plane catches them and bounces back, and it tells the plane exactly the glide slope to come down. So we're talking about it'll keep you centered on the approach, and it'll also bring your glide slope down right at the right rate so that you hit the runway at the right time. But you can miss it. Like, you have to capture the glide slope. If you miss it, you're on your own, or you're doing a go-around or something like that. Most pilots don't have a problem with that.
You said ILS?
ILS, Instrument Landing System, ILS, radios, runways, something like that.
Learn all kinds of things.
But we have, this is like, look, this whole plane is just frosted out. So I hope everything works the way it should. It's cold. It's cold up here. What's our speed? So we're heading directly towards, what's this airport? Wildwood, Cape May, Cape Mako. What's this? What's this state? Is this like? Oh man, we should know. That's embarrassing. I don't know. That's like, I don't know. Jersey? No, I don't know. Philadelphia. Is this? Pennsylvania doesn't come out this way, does it? Atlantic City. That's New Jersey. Okay, that's New Jersey. So we're headed towards the outer portion of New Jersey, and then we're going to be going over the top of the lake. We'll probably be able to see Atlantic City as long as there's not complete. Do you want me to remove the clouds, or should we keep them going?
I think keep the clouds going.
Okay, let's just do this the legit way, right?
I want to see how these. Well, we kind of avoided that turbulence back there.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to see how the autopilot goes on.
And I've done it, and I've also been.
Yeah, well, I just want to see what happens. I mean, I'm willing.
Okay, so just to be safe, I usually go down faster than I should, just because it's easier to be lower sooner than we have to be. It's not really fuel efficient, but so what we do is right now we're still on this LNAV mode, which means it's just going to keep following the line laterally. It's up to us on the vertical side, right? There's a VNAV here, which would also lock onto our vertical, but I'm going to just do it. So what you have to do is you can bring your altitude. Right now we're at 13.8. I'm going to bring this down to, let's come down to like 8,000 feet, something like that. So that's going to be the barrier. Oh my gosh, we got rain. In there for a minute. Now we have to tell it how fast to go down. So let's go down by 1,000 feet per minute, 1,100. But you got to watch your speed now, because now all of a sudden your speed's going to be growing. And let's bring our speed down a bit. And I'm going to put some flaps on too. Let's just come on down. Come on down. You're the next contestant. Alright, where am I at? Speed is at 298. I'm going to put a set of flaps on. Let's come down faster. Well, no, we don't need to come down faster. something's happening, and here's the problem. These little caution lights come on, and I don't know what they're trying to tell me. So I usually just flip them off. I know that's not good, but that's what I do. Let's just see. So air pressure. Okay. Well, that's what we're gonna do. Clear. Maybe it's telling us. Low air? Oh shoot. I know what's happening.
Gosh. What's happening?
We might be losing a fuel pump.
Nice.
We lost the fuel pump just in. It is. How many system failures do you think occur for pilots in general on an average flight?
I do not know.
Do you think it's somewhat?
I mean, just things to.
Because I mean, granted, I mean.
I should have turned that on.
I know that we haven't done everything, picture perfect here, but.
No. But that right there. Watch. Oh, look. We lost an engine. We didn't lose the engine, but we lost a fuel pump. So, and I've died because of this exact thing many times. But I learned. And that's why these guys exist. I think. Could be wrong. And now I just got to figure out how to restart the engine. I'm going to flip that right engine over to continuous. And let's see if that... Check that out. Dude. I mean, not too many things excite me. But I just saved our lives.
Yeah, how did you save the engine? I'm sorry. Look, I just had the groomsmen, they were texting me about the suit color, and so I literally took a screenshot of a picture of me, but I just screenshotted my crotch, and then I sent that to him.
My goodness. The unity.
Well, that's what I did. I'm sorry. You were saving an engine, but
well,
I was,
it's these fuel pumps. And I don't know why I keep burning through them. I'm doing something wrong in the flight because I'm burning through this fuel pump. Probably, so I'm using it back up.
How far, again, I mean, in your experience, how far can it... I mean, obviously they can fly across the country, but, like, when they do, like, those huge... Like, when I flew back from South Korea, how much fuel do you think that...
Well, like this, obviously this plane couldn't make that trip, right? We got those big intercontinental, and there's planes in here that can make that long of a trip. But when I crossed the sea, I had to do this. I was down in the Caribbean, and I had to go from the Caribbean, and I had to do a jump up here to, this is Bermuda. And then I came over to Newfoundland, up to like Iceland, and I had to make these jumps to get over to Scotland. Like I couldn't make that full trip unless I changed planes.
I see. And you're determined to do it in a single...
Yeah, because I like this plane. I really have. I've come to, like, every new plane you have to just learn all the systems, and it's like...
This plane we're flying right now is one you like?
Yeah. Like, as far as an airliner goes, this is my favorite.
So when you fly commercial, do you fly Delta?
Lately I have been. Oh, are you mean in real life?
Yeah, real life.
No, dude. Whatever's cheap.
Yeah.
I flew, although I've had bad experiences with Frontier. No, not Frontier, Spirit. Like, they're just always bumping flights, like, all the time.
Yeah.
I fly JetBlue. I fly Southwest. I'll fly Delta. I love flying Delta if the price is right.
Yeah.
I'm flying United back to Memphis. for the total solar eclipse.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard that you booked out like 3 different locations or something, and you're gonna.
I have some backups right now, and then I just got to figure out and cancel them. But
when is that gonna happen again?
April 8th at like, oh, geez, what time is it? I think it's in the morning, like 10 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think. In the end, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
It's a tough one, and it's not a good time for me because, yeah, but this is the first time in 25 years I've taken time off during that, April.
Is time off something that has to be negotiated a lot in your office?
Well, it's more just making sure you can serve your clients, right? Like, cause like the job's got to get done, so it's just planning. You just got to plan, and it's tricky. And then you know it's going to be there when you get back. So anytime you take is just going to add to your stress when you get back. So sometimes.
So is it's do you get a set amount of PTO, or is it kind of a negotiated?
It's tiered based upon like number of years service.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to take all of it. It just depends. Like, it's busy.
So if you don't, I mean, like, yeah, dang. I that is something I do like about my position is my PTO is there's enough of a fallback in the team that you can kind of, and I guess that gets trickier. Like
it gets trickier, like the
more
advanced you get.
Yep, I'm already in that a little bit, but at the same time, I have a fallback.
That's good.
Like there's a whatever program manager and a deputy, and you can kind of fall back on the deputy. If you're both going to be out, that's hopefully a rare occurrence, but there's a little bit of planning, I guess, with that.
It's not easy. It's like, I just think it's healthy though to take time.
I think it's I don't know. I think I value time way more than money. And you have your marks you got to hit, but past there, it's like it's gonna be time or money. It's time. Time's good.
We're right over top of Atlantic City. I wish we could see it. I hope we don't. We're at how low are we? We're at 5,000 feet. We're going down to 4. We should be all right because we're like, this is sea level stuff. So, good. Well, I will say, I would hope that we can get this to clear up the lower we get. It is thick. Stuff is thick.
Thicker than pea soup.
What?
Thicker than pea soup. Isn't that what Yukon Cornelius?
Yeah. Do you realize we are 20 minutes away from a McDonald's run potentially? This is good timing.
I know. Honestly, I was looking at when I was sending that text. I was like, "Holy crap! Time flies."
It does. I mean, and we went slower than we should have because we should have been going faster. Like we were getting a little bit of turbulence here, dude. We're at 4,000 and it's not looking good down here. We got a lot of rain. You see that rain?
Oh yeah.
Flowing down. Let's put the wipers on.
What does rain really mean for a commercial flight?
Well, I don't know.
Like
probably wind turbulence is your biggest problem, except when you get down on the ground. I'm sure there's some mechanical things, there's moisture potentially, but I think ice is your bigger problem. Ice is a spooky scenario.
Does it like freeze up engine or?
Yeah, you can.
I was on a flight once where they sprayed it.
Yep. Yeah, they come out there with those big. That was like a winter, like a Christmas trip or something like that. Holiday trip. Nice. feel like it's a failure if we die, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. Alright. Well, let's get cleared up.
How's your progress? Oh, God. What kind of school program you in, man? Oh, for heaven's sakes. I'm like, that's not your typical accounting program, I can tell you that much.
School does not look the same for everyone.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
I think that is going to be abundantly clear. I'm like...
I took that class as well, though.
You did?
I did.
What class is specifically class? Micro what? Microbes.
Yeah, it's about it's a Weber State joint, like an interdisciplinary class between.
It's required.
Well, what's nice about it is it fulfills, I believe, a humanity and a life science requirement in a single class, because it is an interdisciplinary class between the head of the biology department and the head of the history department, and they've made a class that's about how microbiology has affected history, and so it's very much just like it's like an honors forum type class where it's very argumentative. It's fun. I liked it.
Interesting. Then I just took astronomy. I mean,
life science.
Astronomy and bowling.
Astronomy would be a physical science, maybe.
Yep.
But like the life science, you had to take like a biology.
I did. Yeah, I took. I actually really liked my biology class because can't talk. Because my teacher was super. My professor was super engaging. Like just was able to teach it.
Yeah.
Very well. So I liked that class. I took an earthquakes and volcanoes class.
Yeah, that was probably your life science right there.
And
no,
that
that's
one
physical.
was more like
that was physical science as well, actually. I think.
It was a weird class. Oh no, not earthquakes and volcanoes. Okay, it was microbiology. That one was more like you'd show up to class and you'd just be told you suck.
Yeah.
There we go, guys.
Holy moly.
Coming down.
I wanna see New York.
Oh, you're gonna see New York.
I wanna see New York in real life.
Just keep
maybe one day.
I'm gonna come down even a little bit more, 3,000 feet. Yeah, 28, that sounds good. We'll just go down like 500 feet per minute. So where are we? This is Jersey, I guess. Like Surf City. What? Harvey Cedars right below us. Up ahead is, oh, look at that. Look at that weird development right down there. I want to see that outside.
It's like a Coliseum. Yeah, it's just people with boats. That's just going to be full of boats. Which, deep sea fishing, that sounds like an interesting thing to experience.
That would be pretty fun, to be honest.
Have you ever had interest in fishing at all?
Yeah. I don't love seafood, but just the sport of just kind of catch and release.
Have you done it?
Not since I was a little boy, and I've never caught anything ever.
I think fishing would be super fun. Like
fly fishing?
No.
Just kind of sit in a chair and
Yeah.
listen to some music.
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
Well, we started doing it, and then I just got so busy this season.
Flaps.
But me, Dan, and Jake, we all have fishing permits, and we went fishing a couple times. Should have gone more, and we will go more. It's just been the nature of this year. It's been a little bit of a busy year.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Can we have a break in our flight plan, which I thought I had corrected? We need to connect Cameron to Newton.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy with Dan. Dan's a dad. It's pretty epic.
Dan is?
Yeah. Can you believe Dan?
Do you know a lot about Dan?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been on and off. He's pretty busy himself, but I hang out with Dan.
What's going on? Some nasty weather. Okay, let's just make sure we're okay. Our speed is 254. So we're going to go actually up and around and come down from the north and hit runway 22L. 22L, that's going to be our ILS. Hopefully this holds our altitude at 28. I think it will. We're doing alright. Here we go. We're way lower than we would be. I just came down lower because it saves us some emergency procedures.
And like in the real world, do they obviously communicate altitude?
Yeah.
Is there like law around that?
Yeah, they have max and mins that they have to, like there's certain waypoints where like there's a method to the madness. They usually are getting called down probably by ATC hitting those. I don't know how exactly it works for airliners, but like even with other planes, so you have certain flight levels that you have restrictions.
If you owned a Cessna, is there a lot of regulations, or is that pretty open form?
Yeah, I mean, to where you can fly, there is like there's restricted airspace, and you have to get clearances through. Like there's big. I'll show you.
Because
These things right here, these are your controlled airspaces. So obviously, like look at JFK, right? You got a big swath that's controlled. You can get outside of these.
Megan's brother-in-law flew over Yellowstone. That sounds like that would have been pretty fun.
Flew over Yellowstone.
Yeah.
That's your brother's a pilot. Yes. Interesting.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Right now, if I did not turn in my final in history, I would end the class with 75%. So I just skip it.
No.
Are you trying to talk yourself out of a good grade?
No,
She's
no.
like,
Didn't you say you already wrote the rough draft?
For my art class. History, I'm not worried about it. It'll be easy, but
I would do it.
I will do it. But, I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
Yeah. My art teacher really liked my rough draft in my art paper. It's actually due on the 13th, so that takes a little pressure off. For tomorrow, I can focus on my history. And,
Did you just finish my class?
I still have the final project, and I could write an essay, which would not take me very long, but I get extra points if I do something that's not an essay. So I'm debating doing an art piece with a little bit of a podcast to explain it.
Nice.
Which I could do pretty quickly. I could bang it out and make it look nice.
You can just make getting it out here in this.
So
this
the
landing.
only issue with that is it's due tomorrow, correct?
Yeah. I'm just.
It's just
Do you think you could do it, work on that at work?
Save.
Yeah. But if it doesn't work out that way, I'll start the estimate.
Yeah. It's just you're not gonna have as much time if we don't sing tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to listen. What I'm seeing is my work is very close to just being done.
Nice.
And I think I can take a break.
It's about not
Well, that's good because you're about to have to do a takeoff
Yeah. Well, and a McDonald's run.
and a McDonald's run.
Yeah. So
in the opposite
what I'm
order
saying
of
is,
what we just said.
what I'm saying is, I got all my units done, and I'm in a good spot to just enjoy the rest of the night for a little bit.
Hey,
Nice. Nice.
you've been when you said I'm coming over to do homework, I'm like, yeah, right. She's been dedicated. I just want to shout out to Megan Starling. Oh wait, what the heck? Hold tight.
Whoa! What is
Hold tight,
happening on here?
hold tight. I don't know. I'm gonna put gear down just in case. Son of a gun. What's happening? Oh jeez. Is another fuel pump going out? That better not be.
It does not sound great.
Man, is every flight this?
With me. Although I will say I usually like to drum my flight up with my takeoff and landing soundtrack.
Oh dang, you have your playlists on lock?
Oh yeah, that's almost the most important part.
So okay, I Stream Decks.
Can do anything.
Does it run like in your tray, in your operating system, or how?
Yeah, like
It has to be
you
running.
program all the keys, right? And here's all the functions and there's plugins you can download, and then it just does it.
That's pretty cool.
And like you could use it for anything. You could use it for work for that matter if you wanted to. I mean, it's just a big macro box at the end of the day. The dials, I like this with the dials because I can turn the music up.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
And why not? I think we're okay for the moment. You realize you're landing this, right?
I do realize that.
Okay, I'm going to teach you. We have a few minutes to teach you about an ILS landing. So what's going to happen is when we get on our final lake, so here's what we're doing. We're going over here to Central, up here to Decky, however it goes. And then we're going to come around this way. And we're coming back around, and that's our runway right there, right? So once we hit, let's make sure that's I'm lying there. Yeah, 22L. Okay. So once we hit this waypoint right here, and we're just coming straight for the airport, we're going to go into let's see, what order do I do this in? We're going to hit the localizer. Remember those frequencies we dialed in down here?
Yeah.
So that'll turn that on so that it starts to read where the ILS is over here. And you'll see a little diamond show up here and over here. We have to wait until the diamond on the horizontal and the vertical lands right in the middle, and then we hit approach mode. And bam. If you get it, this will turn to say glide slope, and life is pretty good. Other than the fact we have really slippery, so you're gonna get those rudder pedals ready to go.
But then I just run the brakes at that point.
Yeah, I've got an auto skid on. So as soon as there's two things you want to do. Once we hit the ground, we want to get and I can probably help with this if you want, the speed brake. Let's make sure we know which one's the speed brake. I think it's this one. No, That's been our problem. Wow. I'm an idiot. Our speed brakes have been on the whole flag. I'm like, why aren't we picking up speed? Here's your speed brakes. This is what they are. See these bad boys right here? Here's your flaps. Speed brakes for these guys.
I see. Yeah.
And so, yeah, you say, does this happen a lot? Well, with me, especially when you're talking.
Yeah. And I mean, I was pulling for the takeoff.
Only so much a person can do. We're getting there. Coming up on mainland. This is JFK. LaGuardia is like right up here somewhere. Oh gosh, no. And it's not like that fixes anything, that just ignores messages. What's happening though? Oh my gosh, same thing! No! Oh gosh, help! Help!
Wheeler.
Okay, I got this.
I want to see you save your flight here.
I got this. We're gonna be landing with one freaking pump.
This music is very fitting for this.
Well, he's the one that's got to land it.
I can land anything. I can land anything.
Okay, hang on a second. We don't have engines. Our engines are failed. Holy
That's
shit.
a minor issue.
Hang on a second.
Oh yeah, we're starting to drop from the sky, dude. We're 12,000 feet, 11,000.
We're done. No, hold tight. I'm gonna pull up. Oh my gosh. We almost died. Holy crap, we're done.
What happened?
We're done.
Hold tight. Yeah, we're done. Because we don't have engines. Restart. Let's do this. Come on.
Oh, brother.
Come on. I did something. Oh, 700. 600. Uh-oh.
Here we go. Brave.
Help!
The music was great.
What happened? Why didn't we just drop out of the sky? Like we totally I mean, sure, we did an idiot move where we had the airspeed brakes on the entire flight, but that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I thought you said that this flight would take an hour.
Like, it was once you changed, you turned off the airspeed speed brake. Airspeed. Once the airspeed got turned off, I mean,
I don't have answers, but I do know that we probably put our little baby through the paces. It says double engine failure. I was double engine failure.
This music right now. I would,
The song is called Terminate, which I think is perfect.
Here's what I have to say. 2 essays were written. We talked about tuberculosis. We talked about syphilis. We talked about, finding world peace.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no failure.
Yeah.
There was no failure to be had. I mean, the engines might have failed, but that's a secondary failure at this point.
There's no failure in these 2 seats and these 3 seats. The failure was, honestly, it was Boeing.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the manufacturer didn't quite, put the thing together in a way that made enough sense for,
You're like,
I would say that it could have been more intuitive.
Right. It's like, okay, guys, just a little heads up. Make a plane that can do a long haul with speed brakes the whole way.
I'm interested in seeing Megan do her side of this flight, but
honestly,
I do think that we have a McDonald's run.
Let's do it. We're going to do a McDonald's run, and then it's going to be easy for you, Megan, because we're going to put you in a little Cessna, and we'll get you up and just enjoy a nice flight around New York City.
Oh, and, that sounds nice.
That's not my surprise. I have another one.
All right.
We'll get there.
All right.
All a good time.
All right.
All a good time.
All right.
All right, so what we're going to do is this is going to be a two-part episode. We're at layover. I wanted to say, I was prepared to say we're at layover at JFK. We're at layover.
Well, we're out in the ocean.
Yeah.
We're close to mainland.
It's okay because we lit a fire on the wing and it didn't crash so catastrophically that anybody died.
No.
And there's still air inside the cockpit, so we're afloat.
Rescue, search and rescue's on their way.
It's
and we're just telling, we're like, okay, you know what, we're
mild inconvenience, really.
It's December 10th in the northeast during a pretty significant storm. We're a little bit chilly, but bring a Big Mac.
Yeah, and don't have to get rid of anybody's pilot licenses or anything flying like that. I mean, it could have happened to anybody.
Could have happened to anybody.
Literally, given these circumstances, it really likely would have. I mean, the air brake. I mean, the high, the airspeed brakes. I mean, could happen to anybody. It really could have happened to anybody. That's what I'm saying. I think that if they made a more intuitive plane to work with, these wouldn't have been issues at all. And this is an absolute rager.
I'm liking it.
All right, we'll be back.
Almost over. We're gonna head to McDonald's, get just a little bit of food. We're gonna be back. We're gonna take a nice little GA flight, straight out to. Well, we'll uncover that secret. Don't go away, you viewers. Let's see how many
don't go away.
How many do we have?
Yeah, it's
Come on now.
It's I'm in chat maybe.
Okay, I got a Pez. I got 2 Megan Starling. We're viral.
Viral.
Okay, we'll be right back.